The following program is meant for adult audiences only. If you are easily offended, you are choosing to be offended by continuing to watch. If jokes upset you, whether bad or good, you might end up crying. Being a bitch in life is difficult, I imagine, but you must find a way to continue. For all the haters and lurkers, hope you enjoy the show. For the bigot army, enjoy the show. Don't be a pussy.
そうだ。テレビつけてもいいぞ。
冒険アニメ。
よりによって。
サイレンサー付きの拳銃だと。
ワクワク。
Here we go! Mucha lucha, mucha lucha. It's the way of life.
There is a fifth dimension, beyond that which is known to man. It is a dimension as vast as space and as timeless as infinity. It is the middle ground between light and shadow, between science and superstition, and it lies between the pit of man's fears and the summit of his knowledge. This is the dimension of imagination. It is an area which we call
the Grifter Zone.
Oh, you found your moo.
My crew is big and it keeps getting bigger. That's because Jesus Christ is.
Man, I want to get drunk in a hotel room with you.
That might be taken
Phrasing.
out of context.
Gay, gay, gay.
Oh. Hypno. How is it my fault? What? The bragging gifted this and I'm immediately called an anti-Semite? Come on, dog.
Bruh.
What are these characters? Nazi furry? Hypno, why would you do this to me? Said, welcome to Goonergate. Protect your booty hole.
What's up, nerds? It's Alyssa Mercante, Kotaku senior editor, and
nobody even wants you here.
And I would take her to Chili's, maybe. You know, like, genuinely, I just want the best for her. Genuinely.
Listen, if it was consensual and you didn't hate the Jews, I'd fuck the shit out of you. I would.
What did he say?
People are gonna clip that. You know that I don't.
Clip it. I know you don't. Come on. But that's the thing. Why can't we have fun?
Bruh.
That's an interesting way of putting. That makes sense.
Jealous. Fuck yeah. Been knew I was that bitch. I didn't need a man to tell the fuck.
And Hypnotic again, member for 1 month. Thank you. Enjoy First Berserker. What's that black stuff between an elephant's toes? Slow natives. Wait.
Wild.
Yeah. On the other end of the spectrum. Yes.
Okay.
I'd say that goes out of dad into dark, but sure, yeah.
Mm-hmm. Definitely dark.
Somebody replies and it says, "This is embarrassing." And he says, "Not as embarrassing as your take on trans kids. It was not researched. It was cruel and it had no basis in facts. So forgive me if I don't take all your takes that seriously." Who's this person?
Bruh.
Look at the fucking thumbnail. God of Cock Meltdown. Oh my God, look at this. Oh man. Yeah, sure. Trans kids, for sure, man.
Right, but you're giving an opinion on an article with a headline that's inflammatory. So the fact that you're giving an opinion on what's on screen,
Did I focus on the inflammatory nature of the headline?
Well, can I assume that everything in this article you would agree with?
You shouldn't assume. It makes an ass out of yourself and me.
Okay, so
down his timeline, you're gonna see a lot of ass and titties. Okay, me on my Twitter timeline, you ain't gonna see none of that. As a matter of fact, like I can show you, I can scroll down my entire news feed on Twitter. Why would you ruin my point? I'm trying. God damn. Why would you ruin it? I didn't do that. I don't know who this chick is. Why would you do that? I can't even edit it out.
Ladies and gentlemen, we got him.
Someone you love been canceled? Have you been the target of online harassment because of something you said or refused to be compelled to say by the mob? Did you mistakenly think you could be an individual, form your own opinions, and keep all of your friends?
Titty
Did your social
freakers.
credit score tanked because you had a conversation with, subscribe to, or follow someone who suffers from wrongthink? Have you been called a literal Nazi because you think taking care of one's physical health is important? Have you tried apologizing for your transgressions only to find out you actually poured gasoline on the they-them flames? Have you ever had a politically incorrect thought or, heaven forbid, made an off-color joke? Well, we here at the Office of the Cancelled are here for you. As a member of the club, we offer exclusive trading cards, flak jackets, lapel pins, access to bomb shelters, as well as audio tracks from based artists that are sure to pump you up for a day at the range and get some of that much-needed two-way therapy. Remember, folks, you're only canceled if you let yourself be canceled, and every one of those collectivist NPCs can go fuck themselves.
Eating the dogs, they're eating the cats. Eat the cat, eat the cat. 15 years have I been waiting to stand up on my throne.
I'll wait some time because the longer we wait, like the more realistic it'll be, you know, when he comes back to life. The touch of the black man in a woke story. The God hand shining down, shining upon thee. White man as you lay down. Cis white man and couple in background. Understand the power of a black man is a God hand.
Pro-black Twitter
I breathe life into you. One touch is not enough from greatness. One touch from the black man. Watch me do it again. Kneel and be amazed at the touch of the black man. I bring life. I bring life.
pro-black Twitter hoes.
That's right! That's right!
Robocock, don't clip that, no!
Bruh.
Oh God, that's getting clipped.
Hey, yo, what the fuck?
Oh shit. I was doing so good tonight too.
I'm tired of you! Drop it, retard. Robocock.
Good job, Daddy, not going on that incel show. I'm gonna buy you that Switch too now.
This motherfucker does not pay me to do this. Do not touch the fucking pumpkin.
I am the foot god, Kaida.
Mamma mia.
Welcome home!
Just raise it!
All right. Welcome, everybody, to another episode of Hypnocast. That's right. We are live, boys. We are live. We are live. We are live. We're going to dive down the rabbit hole that is known as the internet. But before we do that, you need to bring it in, boys. Bring it in close. Bring it in right now. Bring it in right now. Come on, hurry up. We got to hug it out. Listen, we got to hug it out. It is Monday. Okay. Nobody likes Mondays. I don't think there's anybody on the planet that likes Mondays, but it doesn't mean that we can't get in here and hug it out. So let's go. Hurry up. Hug it out. Get everybody in here. Let's get it going. Stop touching the pumpkin. Stop. I see some of you. Most of you behave. Most of you behave. I thank you for that. I thank you for that. But bring it in anyway and listen very closely.
Do not touch the fucking pumpkin.
If you're watching on YouTube, like the streams, like it. Like it. If you're watching on Rumble, like the stream. If you're watching on Twitter, like the post. And if you are watching anywhere else and you haven't liked the stream, this is basically you. So like the stream. Like the stream. Can I get a mic check, please? Mic check, titty check, balls check. What are we checking, man? What are we checking today? Guys, we got an update on Battlefield 6 Battle Royale. Remember, I think it was just yesterday. We were talking about it potentially being shadow dropped, and what do you know? What do you know? Comes out tomorrow. It's a beautiful thing. Unbelievable. What else are we checking, man? What else are we checking? Calm down, old man CAD check. Is he unsupervised again? Fresh apples check. Very nice. What kind, though? That's the most important question. What kind? What kind? Hypno's gay check? Hell yeah, there you go. 4 candles lit. Congrats. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. We are celebrating the channel's birthday today. We are celebrating the channel's birthday today. What else are we doing? Let's see. I grabbed the fresh pumpkin check. Oh, no. Horror game B6. Listen, Umbra, we don't talk about B6, okay? We don't talk about B6. Cauldron full of candy check. There you go. Shout out to Jeremy Webb check. Absolutely. Absolutely, man. Jeremy Webb fucking came back home yesterday. That was amazing. So amazing. Shout out to Jeremy Webb. I don't know if he's watching right now, but the fucking legend came home yesterday. And we can stop worrying about whether or not he's safe overseas and stuff. But yeah, it was pretty awesome. Back grabber check. Preach Sonya Lisette check. What is she preaching? What is she preaching? Stupid YouTube names check. Oh, yeah, I agree with that. I agree with that. I agree with that. Blue Sky is dead check. That sounds about right. We love you, Jeremy Webb check. Absolutely. Absolutely. Glad Jeremy Webb is safe check. Absolutely. Gooners check. Yup, 100%. Joe Salty check. Hypno wearing gold ship outfit wedge. Off to see the real fake wizard check. Oh, no. That's not going to end well. Kata is thick check. Absolutely. There you go. All right, boys. Our ESG scores are at their maximum. We are fully funded. Let's like the stream. Like it. Like it right now. Let's do the Bigot Army roll call. Let's see who is in this chat right now, aside from former Kotaku urinalist, Black Samurais that unfortunately did exist at one point and no longer do, and people that apparently want my entire career ruined and pretty much want me dead. So that's always nice, right? That's always nice. We got Business Sparta 9000. What's up, man? How you doing? We got Hanny. We got Ulysses. We got Dietrich 07 on Rumble. We got Felsteph. We got Big D, the legend. What's up, Big D? How you doing, bro? We got the Gaming Wolf 87. We got Hanny. What's up, Hanny? We got Sleeping Nova. Bolski. What's up, Bolski? Black Tailgate. We got Blue Octopussy. We got Deku Leader. Shinphil. Yamato 85. We got Chili Pixel. We got Zelosi. Diz Elgiz. Diz Elgiz. I fucking love that name. We got Melody Johnson, Roll Some Joint, Angmar, WK, Old Man Cad. What's up, Old Man Cad? We got St. Hugo, Trabuco. We got Zax. What's up, Zax? Happy YouTube Conception Day is crazy, by the way. That is literally crazy. We got Chaotic Holy. We got Frenchie07, Old Radio Chimp, Magni32, Mr. Melancholy. We got Matthew Watson. We got Codex Pop. We got Mad Max 2069. We got Secret Final Boss, Nick Havoc, Stin Rocks, Hypnotic and Rapture, Crippled Snorlax. I woke up for this. Shout out to you, bro. Thank you. We got Marius. We got Faye. We got Turkey Nautic. Turkey Nautic is fucking crazy, bro. You gotta be. You have got. You have got to be kidding me. Turkey Nautic is crazy, bro. It's not even November. It's not even November, bro. You already have this ready to go? That's crazy, man. Holy shit. Oh, that's why you're legendary. We got Commander Sonok, Creepier07. We got Romanizer 24, Alucard. We got Oliver Adam. We got Death Star, Christopher Lloyd. We got Mafun Takumi, says he's late. It's all good. We got Hound. I'm just going to say Hound. We got IB the Ebb. We got True Estic Warrior, 17 Crash. Mr. Ty Daniel, shorter intro? No, never. We got Adam Juman on Rumble. We got Bolski. Shout out to Bolski. We got 2K Game Cuber. We got Cladix. We got DJ the Dude. We got The Voice in the Water. We got Jeremy Maxwell. Sonia Lissette. Shout out to Sonia. Beautiful Zexel. All right, 4 more people, boys. 4 more people that we got to get on with the show. 4 more people. And we got to get on with the show. Let's go. We got Vanish Mantle. We got Waffles VD. We got Doo-Doo Brownies. Literally. We got Valkyrie. We got the Benjar. Who else is in here? We got Yugo Craft. We got Joker. Angels of Destiny. Ali Kusanagi. Pizza Cat. Leet. What's up, man? We got 4075. That's what I'm going to call you just because I can't say that name. We got Groove 333 saying, hey-o. We got, who else is here? Taffy. What's up, Taffy? How you doing? We got the Mervoth. We got Timebound Howler. And last but not least, we got Dietrich Honig again on Rumble. We got Russell McCoy. Moogle. Trabuco on Rumble. We got the Benjar. Did I say that one? I think I said that one. Abba Myers. What's up, man? And we got Jedi Knight. Fox Hills. Idolent Imp. Beat again, 85. And Schizosaurus. All right, boys. I called out as many people as I possibly could. Let's sacrifice your fellow bigot on November. Let's see who's going to get the money shot today. It's a Monday. It's not going to be a very energetic one. God knows we all hate Mondays, but we love hanging out together every single day. So that's got to be a plus, right? That's got to be a plus. Let's start it off. We got Handy by the power of the Goon Oil and Robocock's Auto 9, which, by the way, one of my favorite guns ever. I know that's not what you're trying to say, but I don't care. The Auto 9's amazing. The next incel down by 8 will wear a Sonichu medallion and lick Kata's thick ass while hypno supervision in Kata's cuck chair. That is insanity. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Handy all over again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Beautiful Zexel, booty hole protection, Jujutsu, no Diddy, no Smash JT, no Twitch. Dan Clancy is going to grab all protection and makes all activations deactivated. Times 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Dylan, protect your booty hole. No Diddy, go down by 6. And I think I see some hugging and turkey emojis with a shark. I don't know. It's confusing. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Alucard, booty hole protected by hypnotic human body shield. Give it to Sonya or someone else to go down by 1. Lionheart, hey man, I be on the side. Slide soaking up the shine, riding the waves. Yeah, rude boy, unite. Down by 7. You can't touch me because I'm too smooth. That's insane. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. The voice in the water, no Twitch, no Diddy, no Newsome. Break defenses by distracting person down by 4 with a mint condition. First printing of all original Japanese Dragon Ball manga signed by Toriyama himself. That is amazing. I want that. 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, it's sold this all over again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 17 crash entry denied by emojis. Protected by 4 years of hypnotic awesomeness. Double shot from Master Chief Trump for the winner by 1. Trashy Drifter pointing pretty much everywhere but to go down by 1.
Holy shit.
Scrap Gamer. Scrap Gamer. Who says, try to hit me, you won't hit me. Scrap Gamer. You are the recipient of the money shot today.
What the?
Like the stream, boys. Like the stream. Shout out to Scrap Gamer. There you go. There you go. All right, boys. Listen, we got a lot we got to talk about today. All right, we're going to be hanging out for a little bit today. We're going to be talking about things like the Outer Worlds 2. Obviously, the Outer Worlds 2 is in press release right now. People are talking about the numbers already. I think that's a little bit early to be talking about the numbers, but I get it. You know, it's available because we actually have some numbers from Steam. So people are talking about the numbers. They don't look too good right now in pre-release, but we're going to wait for the full release before we, fully make predictions here. But ultimately, we're going to talk about it anyway. And we also got a couple of screenshots going around for Outer Worlds 2. Namely that if you pay for the premium edition, apparently you end up getting a perk that basically negates itself and essentially tells you a story about consumerism and how you're at fault for this. I don't know, bro. They told you that they were going to be on the nose with the anti-capitalism stuff. I feel like everybody should have expected this, but people are still screenshotting it anyway. So whatever. We're going to talk about that. We're going to talk about Outer Worlds in general, just to kind of see, what's going on over there with that game. And we're going to talk about the Halo remake again because we talked yesterday about a developer that was essentially not liking what they were doing with Halo in terms of the remake. Well, apparently someone else has come out and said the opposite. So, we're gonna talk about this and see what he's got to say because there's another person that's come in and wants to have their thoughts heard, So we'll talk about that. But I think his name is Marcus Leto, the art director of Halo 1, 2, and 3, I'm pretty sure. So we'll talk about that. We're also going to cover EA a little bit. We're going to cover EA a little bit. Apparently, their employees are frustrated by the mandated use of AI, which we all knew was coming, which is why they were all getting laid off, on top of the fact that they couldn't afford them anymore. They're all getting laid off and replaced with AI, and apparently the developers that are left over, they don't want to use AI, and they, in their little Slack messages, they're all talking to each other and complaining nonstop about it, and, we're going to talk about it. We're also going to cover Angry Joe. Angry Joe is doing Angry Joe things, which is fine. He can do that. We're going to cover Angry Joe because if you guys are unaware, the White House and GameStop have been having a meme back and forth, I guess you could say. And, certain people in the scene don't like it, right? The people who advocate for politics in their games apparently don't like it when politics that are not even being put in the games. It's more like the games are finding politics outside the games and politicians are using them as memes. Well, apparently that's not allowed. I don't know. It's a very confusing thing. We're gonna talk about that. Not even just Angry Joe. There's other creators that are also complaining about this too. It's a thing. So we're gonna check it out. And we're gonna talk about some indie games, man. We got RV There Yet absolutely blowing up on Steam, like we talked about yesterday. We got confirmed numbers from the developers themselves, right? No Sarkana, no Alinea, no none of that shit. We got actual numbers from the developers, where they say they have sold a very high certain amount of numbers that we're going to talk about in just 1 week, which is amazing because, again, we have consistent good news coming out from the indie scene, which I feel like should be promoted more often by people. So I try my best to do that. And then, of course, we're going to talk about EA, Battlefield 6 and whatnot, Shadow dropping the Battle Royale, which we talked about yesterday, and other stuff, too. We got a lot of stuff. So listen, man, let's get into it. But before we do that, we're going to do the #1 segment on YouTube. We are celebrating the channel's birthday today. Obviously, we're not celebrating my birthday. So for the hate watchers out there, they're like, I know his birthday now. Sorry, bro. It's not my birthday. It's the channel's birthday. According to YouTube, today was the day that we hit 4 years on YouTube. So shout out to all you guys for 4 years of support. That's what we're celebrating today. 4 years on YouTube. No retard of the day, because at this point, I've seen so many retards online. I really can't pick one. I really can't pick one, and I really don't want to give them the energy at this point in time. So we're gonna do the number one segment on YouTube because that's what the retards really hate. The number one segment all around the galaxy and on Rumble. This segment is none other than the pre-stream legend.
Money, print money, cash, money, wealth, capitalism, raise a bunch of money, more money, heaps and heaps of money, print money, cash, money, wealth, capitalism, raise a bunch of money, Superchats, money.
As salty as the sea, calling us no-code names. SJW screaming, but it's money they blame. Burning with envy, they're falling flat. They can't handle the sound of a super chat.
All right. We got ourselves the pre-stream legends, ladies and gentlemen. Starting us off with Mr. Melancholy. He's been around for a very, very, very long time. Shout out to Mr. Melancholy, man. Thank you so much, brother. Happy 4-year anniversary to your channel, Hypno, for the 2. Thank you. I appreciate that, man. I appreciate that. Thank you, bro. And then we got King Demon Wing dropping a 10 membership banger.
Let's fucking go! It's a membership banger!
Shout out to King Demon Wing. Thank you for the 10 membership banger. And considering that's the first one of the stream, you already know what that means. Shout out King Demon Wing, the legend. Long-time supporter. Long time supporter, brother. Thank you so much. Sincerely, man. Fucking legend. And then Sleeping Nova, another legend with the 1 membership. Thank you, Sleeping Nova. I appreciate that, man. I appreciate it. Ali Kusanagi with a $50 mega. Here we go! Lucha, 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 lucha. It's a way of life. Lucha, lucha. Shout out to Ali Kusanagi. He says, we are definitely celebrating today. Happy birthday. Give this man all the cake he deserves. To all the hate watchers, do something nice. Wish your favorite grifter a happy birthday. Honestly, bro, I mean, I can make the joke that they're watching all the time, but we kind of already know that's not a joke anymore. It's a weird thing. It's a weird thing. From people that claim to be so happy with their own lives, for some reason, they have enough time to consistently watch everything we do. It's odd, but regardless, thank you guys so much. And thank you, Ali Kusanagi. Since you mentioned it, I'll give you the clip.
He got another donation. Add it to the total. Sigh.
Shout out to Ali Kusanagi. Thank you again, bro, for the 50. We got BioT Wolf 19 with a $20. Here we go! Lucha, 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 lucha. It's the way of life. Lucha, lucha. He says, why do jack-o'-lanterns sit on people's porches? They don't have the guts to knock on the door. And for the B-Day, boy, what's the best birthday present you could give someone? A broken drum, because you just can't beat it. BioT Wolf, another legendary supporter of the channel. Shout out to BioT Wolf for like doing dad jokes for well over a year now, I gotta imagine. Thank you so much, bro. I appreciate that. And then we got Old Man Cad. Old Man Cad, another legend. Look at this guy with the 10 membership mega band.
Fucking go! It's a membership banger!
Shout out to Old Man Cad. Thank you, brother. I appreciate that. And then we got Black Tailgate for 9 months of legendary status. This is happy birthday, Hypnotic. Thank you. Thank you. I appreciate that. Mr. Spangus Coffee for 18 months of legendary status. Birthday stream. Whoever birthday it is, happy birthday. It's my birthday tonight as well, 31. Let's get drunk together. Yo, it's Mr. Spanglish fucking Coffee's birthday. His legitimate birthday, not a channel birthday. Shout out to Mr. Spanglish Coffee. Shout out to Mr. Spanglish Coffee. Let's get some fucking cake for the man. Let's get some cake emojis in the chat for Mr. Spanglish Coffee right now. right now. Shout out, man. Shout out. I appreciate that, man. Thank you for 18 months. Sincerely. And then look at this guy, man. Of course. Of course. Of course. Old Man Cad dropping an absolutely legendary, massive $100 Red Boy Hyperbanger. He says, happy birthday to the channel. Don't know what life would be like without this fun every night. Give me my goth Asians until we get goth Latinas. Wait, we want goth Latinas now? What the fuck? Bro, that's crazy.
Oh my god, it's a Red Boy Hyperbanger.
To be fair, I did owe Old Man Cad one. So for his $100 Red Boy Hyperbanger, instead of one, I gave him two. And I know he likes Latinas, so I don't care. I gave him Latinas. Shout out to Old Man Cad. Thank you so much for the $100 Red Boy Hyperbanger. I appreciate that, bro. I appreciate that. Sincerely. French Heathen with a 5 says, happy birthday, Hypnotic. Thank you. Thank you. I appreciate that. We got Angmar for 12 months of legendary status. Happy birthday to the 4 years you've been grinding, man. Little by little, you kept the grind, have put up with a lot, and have never gone down without a fight. Much respect. Thank you, man. I appreciate that. I appreciate that. Optidate with a 5. Trump is not Master Chief. At best, he's better than Steven Seagal. I'm just saying. I didn't say he was. I'm just saying, like, it's a meme. It's a meme. Camchi with 189. Happy birthday. And what's this Trump and game thing? You'll see. I be the Ebb with 149 super sticker, not once, not twice, but 3 times. And I think they're cake emojis. I'm pretty sure they're cake emojis. I could be wrong, though. I think I saw cake emojis. Thank you. Thank you. Old Man Cad with a 10. Also, woke J Viper's fucking hilarious. Especially with the nose ring, trashing E because she was too fine and getting his ass handed to him like Smash JT. Was he playing Stellar Blade? Is he bad at it? You can be honest. You can be honest. They tend to be pretty bad. They tend to be pretty bad. Shout out to Old Man Cad. Thank you, bro. We got Panthera with a 149 super sticker. Thank you, Panthera. Thank you, bro. I appreciate that, man. Cold Classic Cage with a $10 says happy 4 years on YouTube. Thank you, Cassie. Thank you. I appreciate that very much. Thank you. We got Cornholio with a 2. Happy birthday, Hypnos channel. Thank you. Thank you. The Gaming Mason with a 2. Feliz cumpleaños, jefe. Thank you. Thank you, Gaming Mason. Audio Pollution with a 3 months says congrats on the wondrous day. Thank you, Audio Pollution. I appreciate that, man. 3 months of legendary status. Buddhagan with 1 month of legendary status. Latina Gods is the way of life. Is it really? Like, I didn't know people wanted that. God, there's got to be so many clips. It's insane. I don't know. I gotta work on it. Trashy Drifter with 9.99. Happy birthday. I didn't know it was your birthday. Winky face. Not for real though. Been here for a year and a half. Amazing how much this channel grew in just a year alone doing God's work. Happy birthday. Thank you, man. I appreciate that. I can only imagine the amount of like hate watchers that are going to take this stream and run with the story that my birthday is now officially, October 27th. I think it's going to be a hilarious thing because they never read. Like nobody ever reads the top chat. Nobody looks at the top where I say, hey, this is like my channel's birthday. But anyway, whatever. It's fine. It's not a problem. Let's go over to Rumble. Let's go over to Rumble really quick. Where are we at? Rumble. We got scroll up. We got Draconic, of course, the legend, dropping a membership in the chat. Thank you so much, Draconic. I appreciate that, man. We got Dragon with $1. Was laughing at the modern audience cannot handle Ninja Gaiden 4 video. In my day, he would be laughed out of the room. Cuphead tutorial. I cannot say this in YouTube. Gay. Fair enough. It was pretty hilarious. People seem to like that video today, so it's fine. Let's see. And then we got last one. Beautiful Zexel, 6 months. For Hypno's crush, Alyssa yeah. No. Off is the direction that you could fuck. You got me confused with Smash, bro. You got me confused with Smash. I'm sorry. Shout out to Beautiful Zexel. 6 months of legendary status is amazing. It's amazing. Thank you, man. I appreciate that. All right, boys. Listen, thank you so much for the insane pre-stream legend support. I appreciate it. I really do. We are, if we get lucky today, we're trying to get to 483 tier 1s in a row and 172 tier 2s in a row. So let's see if we can hit it. In the meantime, we got a lot that we need to talk about. No real funny videos today, to be honest with you guys. Just like random topics here and there. Some things that I want to catch up on from before. Like, for example, we're going to talk about this right now. So let's talk about how yesterday we discussed, the potential shadow dropping of EA's Battlefield 6 Battle Royale mode. And I still feel the same way that I felt yesterday, right? But, I still want to talk about it now that we know it's 100% confirmed. So it is true. The free-to-play Battlefield 6 Battle Royale mode is coming out tomorrow. So it is being shadow dropped, essentially. I mean, it's one day. They announced it one day before. Whatever, it's fine. But they are shadow dropping a Battle Royale mode tomorrow. Whatever. I know a lot of people have their opinions on it. I kind of want to see where the chat's at on this one. For me personally, I just don't think Battlefield has that kind of player base that is going to take advantage of a Battle Royale. Not like Call of Duty. I feel like Call of Duty is more of the player base that would want to take advantage of a Battle Royale, but maybe I'm wrong. But I do understand that EA probably feels that they need to release a Battle Royale in order to fully compete with Call of Duty and whatnot. Because, think of it this way. I don't know if you guys realize, and we're going to bring it up in this conversation right now. I don't know if you guys realize, but Call of Duty has been desperately trying to stop Battlefield in any way they possibly can. And I'm talking about direct competition. And I like it. I really do. I feel like Battlefield is to Call of Duty like what Power World was to Nintendo. It woke them the fuck up. It made them have to say, oh shit, we can't just be writing the same shit over and over and over again and try to keep profiting off of it. Somewhere someone is going to bring out a better product and we're going to have to respond. So they've been directly competing. For example, during the Battlefield beta, they ended up releasing Call of Duty's Black Ops 6 essentially for free for people to play. Right. And then they ended up letting the Black Ops 7 beta, they ended up extending it for the entire duration of Battlefield 6 as well for the release date. I mean, they did all this shit. They're trying to desperately compete with Battlefield. And now I'm going to tell you exactly what they're going to do, but I kind of want to get people's opinions. Kaida, Foot God Kaida in the chat says, I don't know if the playstyle will fit. And I got to agree, especially since, I don't know if you guys are aware, but they just released the patch. I haven't been able to experience it. I was thinking about playing tonight, but I'm not exactly too sure. They released a patch where supposedly they changed movement because people have been complaining about the movement in Battlefield and they're saying it's too similar to Call of Duty. So I don't know if they nerfed it. I don't know if they, made it super slow or what. I don't know what they did. I don't know if they changed up the way that you can slide or whatever. I have no idea what they did. All I know is that they changed movement to counter all the complaints that they were getting about it being too close to Call of Duty. So I got to imagine that a battle royale, with the Battlefield system that might potentially be slower now, I just don't know if that's going to be something that people are really going to want to, play. And also, are we talking about squad battle royale? Are we talking about single player? I mean, let's find out. Let's look through this. So the battle royale is called Battlefield RedSec, and it arrives on October 28th. It says it's no secret that Battlefield 6 will be getting a battle royale mode, which, I mean, to be fair, it wasn't. We kind of already knew this, but of course, we wait until official confirmation. Of course, it will, obviously, but also EA has already explicitly said it will. What it hasn't said is when that mode will go live, but now it has, and it's coming tomorrow, October 28th, the same day as the launch of Battlefield 6 Season 1. Now, I know a lot of people have questions about Battlefield 6 Season 1 because they don't want it to be something like they don't want it to be something like overly monetized like Call of Duty and whatnot. They don't want that, right? They really don't want that. So let's just take a look at this. Hold on really quick. So specifically, according to today's surprise post on X, RedSec will arrive at 8 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, 11 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, 4 p.m. UK. I want to see this particular post. Let's check out this video. Hold on, let's see. Oh, there's really nothing to it. Oh, never mind. So they don't even show the fucking gameplay to this thing. Am I going crazy? Is there no gameplay to this thing? Probably not. Let's be real. So here's one thing I want to mention. Let me scroll over here. So when I say that they've been competing, okay, they've been competing hard, and it's pretty obvious. Black Ops has been making decisions that they would otherwise never make, but they're doing it because of specifically Battlefield. And when I say Black Ops, I mean Call of Duty as a whole. But they've been making decisions that are specifically to counter Battlefield, and I love to see it. I really do. I love to see it. I keep saying all the time that we need competition in gaming. This is the reason why I don't necessarily want there to be an end to competition in consoles. I don't necessarily want there to be an end between, certain developers. And I want there to be competition. These guys are so busy trying to kumbaya, pretend like they're friends and anything, that they've lost their spirit of competition. And then when a developer comes out and releases something amazing, they all spend their time getting jealous instead of getting better. So Black Ops 6 free trial is going to attempt to combat Battlefield 6 Season 1. Now, they did the same exact thing during the beta, and it seems like they're doing it now with the release of Season 1. Call of Duty Black Ops 6 is giving free access to its multiplayer and zombies starting October 28th. Of course they are. Coincidentally, Battlefield 6 begins its first season, which introduces the Battle Royale mode, RedSec, on this same exact day. With Call of Duty Black Ops 7 releasing on November 14th, many players are looking forward to what's in store for the new entry. While beta turnout was quite low, its predecessor, Black Ops 6, was received quite well by fans and critics. However, the FPS throne seems to have been taken by Battlefield 6 this year, with its incredible graphics and fun gameplay. You would think Activision would let Battlefield revel in it for a bit. Well, it turns out it wants to cause some competition, and it should. It should cause some competition, because now they're getting to the point where they are desperate. That's just no denying it at this point, right? Like, they are absolutely, and it's so funny because when they were first interviewed, right? When the developers over at Call of Duty were interviewed, they said that they're not worried about Battlefield. They said they have no concern over Battlefield. And of course they're going to say that because they have to say that. But the truth of the matter is that you could clearly see the numbers and understand that there is a massive difference in popularity. And sure, the numbers are going to wait over time. That's obvious. I feel like everybody knows that. But I mean, I would rather wait over time with 700-something thousand concurrent players versus waiting over time with 100 or less, So competition is a great thing. It needs to continue to happen. Otherwise, they get stagnant. If there is no competition, these developers get stagnant, the studios get stagnant, and it really does lead to a worse product. It does. So if you look here, this is the official tweet from Call of Duty. Grab your squad. We've got Black Ops 6. Get access to Black Ops 6 multiplayer and zombies for free starting tomorrow. I can only imagine what the replies must be like on this post. I can only imagine. You know what? Let's break up this post out of curiosity to see what people are saying, because I'm sure there's going to be some roasting in these replies. Let's see. So this is it right here. Scroll down. Hoop Sick, I don't know who this is, says W. It's got to be somebody partnered with them, probably. Let's see. Yeah. Kick streaming partner, Call of Duty music. Yeah. Okay. You know what's funny? You can pretty much tell who's partnered and who's not with a company, because the ironic thing is that the social media profile, what they have over at these companies is they have whitelists, right? You know how they have blacklists where they don't even reference certain creators, certain people. Well, they have whitelists too, where they are allowed to respond to certain people that are partnered with them. So if you ever see an account respond to somebody on X, chances are, like in a way like this, chances are they're probably partnered with them, or they're on some sort of whitelist where they're deemed safe or whatever to respond to or to engage with. That's just how it goes. Call of Duty Mutiny, I see what you're doing here, playing Call of Duty Black Ops 6. All right, let's go past the show comments because we already know they're going to be there. Scroll down. Just under 3 weeks till Black Ops 7. It's genuinely hilarious how hard you guys are trying to stem the bleed due to Battlefield 6 success. This is where it starts getting the real comments. You got to scroll down a little bit and you'll see it. Can't play the game. Crashes on me every match. It's been fun, COD, but I'm moving to Battlefield. I'll miss you. Jason isn't in the slasher deathmatch. Bring it back, please. It was really fun, and the Chucky one sucks. Well, now we know who's buying the skins. If you don't put the open skill matchmaking from Black Ops 7 in this, I'm not playing it again. Battlefield got you scared, huh? I'd rather get kicked in the nuts by someone wearing steel-toe boots. God damn, bro. That's so aggressive. It's amazing. If you don't want us to play Battlefield, just say that. Casually tomorrow. Double Battle Pass XP. Turn on open matchmaking in Black Ops 6 during the trial. Literally just LOL. I see what you're doing, and it's cute. Inflating the numbers, I see. So, guys, I mean, everybody can see right through this, right? Everybody can kind of tell that this is obviously a response to it's obviously a response to Battlefield 6. Now, in terms of numbers, let's just go to SteamDB really quick. I want to check Battlefield 6. Let's go to SteamDB, because the numbers have pretty much plateaued and stagnated for the most part with Battlefield 6. Although I think the numbers are slowly going to start going up again. All right. But the stagnation over at Battlefield 6 is a much higher level of stagnation than Call of Duty, without a doubt. It's almost at Call of Duty's best, right? So if you look here, the Battlefield 6 has a 24-hour peak of 319,798. I got to imagine, too, that a lot of these people are getting taken by a lot of these games that have released recently. I know that I haven't been able to play Battlefield 6 because I've been playing Ball X Pit, Escape from Duck Off, and fucking Tormented Souls 2 today. I've been playing literally nothing but indie games for the last month, So regardless, though, 319,000 is a massive number, right? Obviously, it's nowhere close to the 747,000 peak, but that tends to happen with these multiplayer games. But this is more than monetizable and more than usable. Now, if you do Call of Duty, let's just go here. Obviously, not so much, right? 48,236. This has been pretty consistent for the most part. Anywhere between 50 and 100,000 seems to be the number, right? 50 to 100,000 seems to be the number for Call of Duty, which is still a good number. That's still that's a number that absolutely could be monetizable. And keep in mind that Call of Duty over monetizes, especially compared to Battlefield 6 right now. We haven't seen what Battlefield 6's season 1 is going to bring. If they start bringing all kinds of fucking nonsense, then we can obviously address that when it happens. But for Call of Duty, a concurrent player count of almost 50,000 on Steam is worth a lot more money, ironically, than 300,000 right now on Battlefield. In terms of strictly monetization, in terms of not DLC, in terms of skins and packs and all that shit, you know what I mean? They can make more money from that. But regardless, this number I think is going to jump up to probably 150,000, if not 200,000, when Black Ops 7 releases. That's where I think this number is going to be personally. It could be higher than that. I mean, they clearly have a pretty big player base, but this number was when Warzone 2 released. I'm pretty sure. Yeah, Warzone 2.0 was when Call of Duty reached 491,670. Right? It wasn't even a mainline release. It was Warzone. It was their battle royale, which is probably why Battlefield wants to do their own battle royale. because they want to see what the numbers could potentially be if they were to do something that's free to play. Can they boost these numbers? Who really knows, right? So I'm very curious, very, very curious what's going to go down with this. But I do enjoy the competition. I'm glad that they're actually competing. I feel like they should be competing. And we'll just see what ends up happening from there. Let's that was a long, fast topic. Let's continue to the next one. I ended up talking about this a while ago, and I said that there's no way this is probably going to continue, and most likely they're going to cancel more. I'm sure you guys will remember when I talked about this, but we'll bring it up again. So remember when I talked about the PlayStation concert? Remember they had a PlayStation concert that I believe is a worldwide concert, but in the US, they've been canceling concerts left and right because, quite frankly, nobody's buying tickets, right? And they still said that they had, XYZ amount of concerts that they said they were going to go through, that they were still collecting tickets for. Well, apparently that's not the case anymore, and it continues to get worse. The PlayStation, the concert, continues as at least another 17 US dates have been canceled, and the webpage has gone offline. It says numerous US dates were canceled in 2025, as are most European dates for 2026. So it looks like it's going beyond that. It looks like what was initially just mostly in the US, it looks like that they are also canceling European dates as well, which when I last talked about this, they weren't really doing that. So now you got US dates being canceled, European dates being canceled. It seems as if they're probably going to cancel this whole fucking thing. They might be able to do a show here and there, maybe in one of the few sold out areas that they have that has the biggest, crowd or whatever for the most money. But it seems as if they're going to be canceling this completely. PlayStation The Concert is a live stage show featuring music from across PlayStation's 30-year history, notably including music composed by Gustavo, The Last of Us, Joris Demand, Horizon, and Ian, Ghost of Tsushima, Bear McCreary, God of War, and more. Recently, however, numerous dates for the event have been rearranged or outright canceled. Earlier this month, VGC reported that all remaining 2025 North American tour dates were canceled. At the time, the concert still had more than 25 dates on sale on Ticketmaster US for the opening months of 26 in various North American cities. However, Ticketmaster is now listing 11 of these as completely canceled, including dates in California, Texas, New Jersey, and North Carolina, while others are being marked as canceled elsewhere, bringing the list of canceled shows to at least 17 out of the 25 dates that they had available for 2026. Other dates on Ticketmaster are either linking to the venue's website for ticket information, where many are either stating that the show has been canceled or aren't listing the show on their schedule at all. Only a couple of dates in Ticketmaster is still selling tickets directly, but the seat map shows them almost entirely unsold. Guys, look at this, man. Guys, when you ask yourself, how come they're canceling this? All you got to do is just look at this picture. You know what I mean? Look at this picture. I mean, this shit is insane, bro. This is terrible. Now, I've said before, and I'll say it again, the idea of like a video game oriented like orchestra concert, whatever, it sounds cool. You know what I mean? The one that I always wanted to go to was the Final Fantasy one, but I never really had an opportunity to go to it. But that is one that I thought about going to. And to be honest with you, I feel like Final Fantasy music is more legendary. Maybe that's me. Maybe that's my bias, and I'm okay saying that. But that's the only one that I will even remotely go to. But aside from that, I'm like why would I want to go to this? I don't know if anybody that loves PlayStation this much, right? Like, I know there's PlayStation fanboys out there. I get that. But you mean to tell me you're going to fill an entire fucking theater with PlayStation fanboys that are going to pay $500 or whatever the fuck this costs, $100, $800? You know that the front row seats here are expensive as shit. You know that, right? Like this is not cheap. This is not cheap at all, right? Timebound Howler says, Hypnotic, if it was for Expedition 33, would you go? To be honest, I probably would. I probably would, because I love the music a lot in that game. I think that would make, and it's just naturally good orchestra music. I think I would go. It all depends on the price, obviously. I'm not going to fucking spend $1,000 to go listen to Expedition 33 music live. Like, I'm not going to do that. But if it was like, 100 to like maybe 150, 200 at the most, if it's front row, then maybe. But I know these tickets are stupid expensive a lot of the time. So I can only imagine how much a Sony one would cost. I don't know if the article mentions it, but let's find out. I don't think so, though. The webpage for the PlayStation concert is currently down on the official PlayStation website and is showing a 404 error. Instead, numerous venues that previously listed the event are also showing 404 errors. The full list of North American dates listed on Ticketmaster for 2026 and their current status at the time of writing is as follows. So the only ones that are not canceled are the following: Seattle, right, at the Paramount Theater; San Francisco, California; Spokane, I don't know how to say that. Spokane, I don't know. Spokane. Minneapolis, Indianapolis, New Orleans, Evans, and Toronto. That's it. That's it. So, again, guys, I'm not trying to sit here and say that some of the music in the PlayStation games are bad, because they're not, okay? Some of the music in Tsushima, I absolutely fucking love. Me personally. Do I... Spokane? Is it Spokane? Spokane? That's how you say it? Spokane? Whoops. Whatever. My bad. So Spokane. I'm not going to say it's bad, but it's also not something that I'm going to want to spend so much money to go see as a live orchestra, right? That's just not something I'm going to want to do. Toronto is so not shocking. I used to live there, Courageous Kirsten says. LOL, Toronto live. Who can afford it? City has so many problems. Can't afford food. Well, my guess. I mean, again, I don't know, bro. I really don't know. Like, again, I don't know who this is for. Like, you could argue that it's for super fans of PlayStation. You can argue that, but I'm gonna argue that I don't think super fans of PlayStation are gonna want to spend money on a concert. I'm just being real with you, okay? And maybe I don't know what I'm talking about, but I feel like due to the cancellations, the numbers are in my favor. That's just how I feel. I feel like if you look at this, it's pretty obvious that people are not buying this shit up, right? Because look, the only ones who bought any seats, there was a couple of seats bought here in the middle. I don't know if you guys could see. There's a couple of seats. The ones that are grayed out are bought here in the middle. Couple here, right? And then you got a couple of here and a couple of here, and the entire back row is fucking empty, aside from like these little three right here. So you had some people that were willing to go. You actually had some people that were going to spend some decent money to go. Right? There was three people that bought front row tickets. One person bought a ticket by himself. There's only one dot taken up here. And then you got a couple over here. Two dots here taken up. That's it. The entire front row is empty. And then you got these right here. So, again, I don't know what these cost. I don't think the article says it. Let me just double check before I continue. Oh, here we go. We found the person. I had front row seats to the PlayStation concert. If you remember, I got them a few months ago. Well, it was just canceled. Fuck. I don't mean to laugh. Obviously, listen, the guy wanted to go enjoy himself. Nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with that. I would, like, if you want to spend money on this, I don't care. Like, I'm not going to tell you what to do with your money. But it's like, bro, really? I was looking forward to the PlayStation concert. Now it's just canceled. Were you actually going to go? Did you actually have tickets? I don't know. It should be noted that this isn't the full list of dates for 26, just a full list of dates on Ticketmaster. Social media users are reporting that other dates, such as the Majestic Theater in Dallas on January 24th, have also been canceled. Earlier this month, we already talked about this. They don't talk about how much this costs. I'm very curious, man. Let me see if I can find out. How much do tickets cost for PlayStation concert? Let's see. Let's see if I get anything. PlayStation to concert tickets. Wow, this literally all says canceled. Canceled. Holy fuck. Detroit, Michigan is still live. Okay. Let's see what we got. I'm just looking right now. Hold on. Oh, never mind. Tickets for this event are currently not available. Fuck! I just want to see how much they cost. God damn it. Courageous Kirsten said probably $80 for front row. $80? No way. Is it that cheap? I'm thinking like $200 for front row. I'm thinking $200. Let me see. Oh, here we go. Hold on. Discover more currently unavailable. Fuck. Even the ones that say you could get tickets for, it's not even a thing. Okay, so according to Google AI, and take this with a grain of salt. According to Google AI, it says the following: tickets for the PlayStation concert cost approximately $45 to over $1,000 depending on the venue, seat location, and time of purchase. Cheaper tickets are often found in the upper rows or sides of the venue, while prime seats like floor or VIP areas can be significantly more expensive. Cheapest tickets can be found starting for around $45 to $47. Average price tickets may fall between the lines of $100 to $200, with some tickets in the back rows starting at $110 to $120. The most expensive tickets are the front row or VIP seats, which can reach up to $1,029.
Holy shit.
Oh my God. $1,029, bro. Who's paying? Well, I can't even say who's paying for that because, well, we saw who was paying for that, right? Like this dude, if we take what he says seriously, that means he paid over $1,000 for a front row seat. Now, he could say front row seat. He might mean like 5 rows back from the front row seat, right? Because it depends on what they actually mean. But if he got a legitimate front row seat, that is a lot of fucking money, bro. $1,029 is insane, bro. Oh my God, dude. For video game music, by the way. I know, I get it. It's an orchestra. You get the whole experience. I get it. But it's like, bro, you're not going to Broadway. You're not watching a fucking play for 2 hours, 3 hours, whatever. You are listening to video game music live, front row, and I don't know. Anyway, listen, do what you want with your money. But take it as a sign. Take it as a sign that perhaps this was not meant to be, I guess. I don't know. I have no idea. He sells drugs or has Bitcoin, probably. I don't know. No, he's got a good job. Come on, don't assume the worst. Yeah, so I just wanted to follow up on that story because I thought it was fucking funny. And it just goes to show, boys. Speaking of funny, we're also going to follow up on this story. So remember when Capcom was going to charge gamers everywhere $40 to view the finals of Street Fighter tournaments? Remember that? And remember when they got so much backlash, they said they're going to relook at the price? Well, a lot of people were thinking that they might end up making it free, which I never said they were going to because, well, I don't see how they could pull that off. I don't see how you could make it free for the United States, but then charge Japan, right? Because that just doesn't make sense. And in Japan, this is a normal thing. They are used to paying to watch this kind of content, right? Well, Capcom has apparently insisted and doubled down that it will in fact charge you to watch Street Fighter tournament streams, but that it is still preparing the pricing details and the changes that they are making to those details. It was previously announced that fans would have to pay up to $40 to watch 2 tournament finals. Capcom has provided an update on its decision to charge fans to watch online streams of upcoming Street Fighter 6 tournament finals. It was announced during last month's Tokyo Game Show that the finals of Capcom Cup 12 and the SFL World Championship will be streaming live via pay-per-view. The announcement stated that fans who wanted to watch the tournament finals online would have to pay $27 to watch the Capcom Cup 12 finals on March 14th and another $27 to watch the SFL World Championship on March 15th. Alternatively, a bundle is available for $40 that allows you to watch both finals. This was met with backlash from Street Fighter fans, which led to Capcom saying it was reviewing pricing with updated information regarding the pay-per-view broadcast, including final pricing and additional context planned for the end of October. So we are coming close to we're coming close to the announcement, right? We should be getting something from Capcom relatively soon about what they're going to end up doing. But I got to imagine all they're going to do is they're going to cut the price by half. Maybe that's too easy of a prediction, but I really think that's what they're going to do. I don't think they're going to offer it for free at all. Especially they can't even region offer it for free. That would be really weird, right? Imagine offering it for free in the US because you think the US players don't want to pay for it, which is true. Most of them don't, some of them will. But you also have the Japanese players that will pay for it, and then they're going to wonder, Capcom, what the fuck? Like, why are we paying for it, but then the US gets it for free, So it's a bunch of nonsense. I think this is Capcom's like worst idea ever. And I understand it's normal in Japan. I get that. But it's like you're trying to build a global community around these games. So you have to be a little bit more understanding and knowledgeable to certain, I guess, shopping practices or customer standards when it comes to different markets. And in the US, people are not going to want to pay pay-per-view to watch people play video games in a tournament. That's just not like that. It's supposed to be a building of a community. You guys are supposed to be building your community for Street Fighter more and more and more. And by doing this, all you're doing is excluding them, you know? But I think they will make it $20. That's what I think they're going to do for the bundle, by the way, not just one of them. I think they're going to make the bundle $20 and they're going to say, here you go, you cheap fucks. Because they rather get some money than no money. But yeah, I agree. Full Metal's 100%. They're fragmenting the community. They're 100% fragmented the community for money. And it's like, I don't know why you would do that. I have no idea. Especially when Capcom makes fucking stupid money. Capcom makes insane money, right? It's not like Capcom is one of these developers that are barely selling anything. Capcom sells millions upon millions upon millions of copies for almost every single one of their IPs that are relevant. Resident Evil, Monster Hunter, Street Fighter, like they literally sell millions and millions and millions of copies. They make disgusting money. But hey, I guess $40 is important. So whatever. Anyway, it is what it is. I just wanted to follow up on that. We don't have any information yet, but the clock's running out. Like Capcom, if they're going to stay true to their prediction of end of October, then they need to get on it. Otherwise, that's just what it is. All right, moving on. Let me see. Let me X out the Call of Duty stuff. X that out. Let's talk about RV There Yet. Now, RV There Yet, we talked about this the other day. Indie games have been killing it, man. Indie games have been killing it. And again, you know, for the hate watchers that don't, like, they watch me, but they don't actually listen to everything. They only listen to the things that validate their idea of me. I play indie games all the time. I'm not just playing the most popular game out there, whatever. Like, I play indie games all the time, especially this month. This month was amazing for indie games. I found some hidden gems. You know, the games that I'm playing right now are Ball X Pit, which is fantastic. I played it. It's like Ball X Pit is like Breakout, but if you added RPG mechanics and characters to it, which I think is pretty awesome. Escape from Duck Off, playing that as well right now. Some people even count Expedition 33 as an indie game, which you should, considering the budget and the overall size of the studio. Just because it did amazing doesn't mean it's not indie. But regardless, anyway, it is what it is. Indie games are killing it. They're killing it. Now, RV There Yet is another game that is going viral right now on social media, on all over the place. And they have announced, shit is like crack. I know, bro. It is literally crack. I was playing Ball X Pit. No, seriously. Seriously, I was playing Ball X Pit earlier, and I had to force the controller off. I'm not even kidding. It's so good. It is so good. Yeah, Deep Rock. Yeah, I played Deep Rock Galactic Survivor. Been playing the show. I actually just wrote a review for that. I'm at I think 50 hours in. Something like that. In any case, regardless, I've been playing a lot of indie games. Aside from those games, the only AAA game that I've played is something that I've either reviewed on Grifcast because it won a poll or was voted on or whatever, or Battlefield. Battlefield's like, that's just what it is, right? So anyway, RV There Yet is another indie big hit. And this year has been amazing for not just the indie scene, but for the overall conversation about AAA versus indie and what you should support, what you shouldn't support. I personally believe that the AAA scene is being held back right now in terms of price increases because we all know they tried to do $80, okay? They all tried to do $80, and then they eventually slowly but surely walked away from that. Now they're still doing $70 with DLC like they always have been. But they tried to do the $80 thing, and they walked it back. I think the reason why they walked it back is due to the constant success of the indie scene this year. I think the indie scene doing gangbusters numbers and showing people that you don't have to charge $80, $70, $60, even $50. You don't have to charge that in order to have a very fun game with a lot of replayability that you could share with your friends. Like, it's just not a thing. It's a narrative that AAA tries to tell you, but it's a narrative that's false. Like, it's AAA will give you the blockbuster effect, of course, because they have all the money. They have all the actors. They have all the stuff, right? AAA will give you the blockbuster effect. And sure, AAA will give you a good game every now and then. But lately, it just hasn't been that case for a lot of people. People have been playing indie games. They've been having more fun with indie games, and that's just where a lot of their attention has gone, myself included. When I'm not streaming, I'm usually playing some form of an indie game. At least for the last few months, I have been. If it is on stream, like I said, half the time it's indie, half the time it's AAA, even AA. It's kind of all over the place. Depends on what people want. But in any case, let's take a look at this. So this is pretty interesting because it's a level of transparency that we don't get from AAA, right? These numbers that we're about to read right now didn't come from Alinea. didn't come from Circana. It didn't come from some journalist trying to tell you to trust them, because they're, I don't know, the gold standard, I suppose. What that was the term, right? Gold standard, the gold standard of information. This is coming from the developers themselves. And they give you an exact number. And they talk about copies sold, not players engaged, none of that nonsense. They say, nope, this is what we sold in the first week. And it just proves that if a developer, a studio, or a company knows that they have a win on their hands, they are going to want to celebrate that win. I don't understand how people don't understand that that's what companies will do. If I owned a video game, if I made a video game, and my video game had over 100,000 concurrent players on Steam as an indie title, I would be celebrating that to the moon, right? If I was doing a AAA game and I sold over 1 to 2 million copies in a few days, I would be celebrating that to the moon. But some people will tell you that that's not normal, which I don't believe that's the case at all. So in any case, I don't think it's normal in any industry. I think that people, when they have successes on their hands, I think that they like to talk about it, right? Just like the hilarious thing is, just like with Ghost of Tsushima, yeah, Sony didn't tell you the numbers. Sony did not tell you the numbers for Ghost of Tsushima for a little while. But you know who did? The CEO of Sucker Punch. He told you the fucking numbers pretty early on, by the way, because he was happy about it. And that's still a studio. That's the same studio that is currently working on the Sony in the same manner they did before. So if they did it before, why can't they do it now? Why wouldn't he want to celebrate now? Just seems a little weird, right? But in any case, this is where we're at. So they've announced that they have sold 1.3 million units in just its first week alone. Fantastic numbers, right? So if we scroll down, we're going to see the exact number, okay? Check this out. RV There Yet, according to developers, have sold 1,288,515 copies in under 7 days, just on Steam by itself. Just on Steam. I don't know if it's available anywhere else, but almost 1.3 million copies just on Steam by itself. Now, keep in mind, this is a game that costs what, $7, $8, right? Let's check the numbers. Hold on. RV There Yet. And I'm thinking about getting an SNH playthrough on this right now to see if we could get an SNH playthrough. So stay tuned for that. But let's look at RV There Yet right now. So this is one of those games that is it's meant for streamers. It really is. It's also meant for people that just want to play something with friends and whatnot. It is the perfect game for that. But as you can see, over 100,000 players as of 2 days ago, spiking in popularity, but starting to stagnate a little bit, which is normal for a game like this. But still, if you look at the chart, price history, the game is currently $7.19, right? $7.19. You take $7.19 and you times that by 1.3 million copies. Ladies and gentlemen, you get almost $9.4 million. Then you take out 30% of that, right? You take out 30% of that, that takes you to $6.5 million. This team, I guarantee you, did not spend $6.5 million in budget on this game. Not even fucking close, right? Not even fucking close. So again, ladies and gentlemen, this is developed and published by the same studio, Nuggets Entertainment. And it just goes to show you don't have to have a $50 game. You don't have to have a $60 game, $70, $80. You don't have to have that. And I think most people understand that. But the truth is that the gaming industry wants you to believe that that's not the case, right? At least the publishers do, because those are the ones that set the prices usually. But it's $7 bro. It's $7. And they were proud to announce it because they knew they had a win on their hand. And the greatest thing about all this, too, is that when you announce that you sold 1.3 million copies on Steam in just 1 week alone, what does that do? That's marketing. That's marketing. That creates a level of FOMO, right? That creates a level of FOMO with people that say, oh, man, I feel like I'm missing out on something. Let me go look at this game. And then they might end up buying it themselves as well. So when I see AAA studios not wanting to talk about their numbers openly and publicly, as if that's somehow detrimental to them. That's only detrimental to the people who are selling the data. That's detrimental to people like Circana. That's detrimental to people like Alinea if they're selling and buying data. But that's not detrimental to the studios if you did well. If you did well and you release those numbers and you tell people, hey, you did XYZ amount of copies sold, well, that's just marketing. That's getting people hyped. That's showing people, wow, this game is doing very well. There has to be something to this game. Let me go look at it another time. Or if I haven't looked at it yet, let me go look at it now and see what it's about. But the fact that you're willing to give up all that free marketing just because of reasons, it's like, all right, well, there's got to be a reason for that, no? So then you look at games like Assassin's Creed Shadows that obviously went the players engaged route because it's Ubisoft free and all that stuff, right? So they went that route because that's just the way to go. It's the same thing like with Game Pass. With Game Pass, they do that as well. But even so, like, that's still something you can market with, and they know that, so they do it. But to tell me that they don't want to give you numbers because of it's going to hurt them, why would it hurt them if they're doing well? You know? But in any case, if you haven't checked out this game, like I said, I'm trying to coordinate an SNH playthrough of this game where maybe after SNH this week, we'll do an SNH gaming stream where a couple of the guys will get together. This is a 4-player co-op game, right? So a couple of guys will get together and we will we'll play the game and see what it's about, you know? So it looks like a fun game. Looks fun. All right, let's exit this out really quick. Get out of this. Yo, Jay Viper with the raid. Jay Viper with the raid. We got raided by the wokest person on the internet, supposedly. Shout out. Shout out to Jay Viper. Thank you for the raid, bro. Let's catch up on Super Chats real quick. And then we're going to get into more content, boys. We got... Let me scroll down. Flip Shazam with a 2. Have a good stream. Out touching grass, i.e. beer. Nice. Nice. Shout out to Flip Shazam. Thank you for the 2, bro. I appreciate that. Old Man Cab with a 2. Check Discord DM, sir. I will. Give me a second. Merv Oth with a 2. I went to one dedicated to Final Fantasy VII Remake. $120 and love it. Nice. Very nice. Trashy Drifter, 189. Near Automatus concert was top tier. Again, I'm not saying that there is I'm not saying that there is not a concert that can't be good that's video game related. Like I said, there are some concerts that I've been thinking about potentially visiting at some point as well. The Final Fantasy one being the, you know, probably the main one. But when it comes to Sony, I just can't imagine Sony being a like show-stopping orchestra. You know what I mean? Like, they have good music, but I just don't think it has the same level of emotion or hit like some of the more legendary titles from like Final Fantasy or even something recent like Expedition 33. I mean, their fucking music is unbelievable. It is genuinely unbelievable. So it depends. It all depends on the person, right? Just because I don't see the worth in it doesn't mean somebody else doesn't, you know? Clearly some people did, just not enough, you know? We got Report AFK Games with a 10 says, here's buddy for no reason. For no reason. Shout out to you, bro. Thank you for that. I appreciate that, man. For no reason whatsoever. All right, we're fully caught up. I don't see anything on Rumble. Let's see. Let's see what this horror show is. Oh my god, that's horrible. That's awful. I can't watch that. You got to send it as a clip, man, for me to watch that. That's hilarious. Full Metal says, I regret missing the Final Fantasy concert when it rolled through a few years ago. Yeah. I've never been able to actually make it. Mr. Rouge says, if you need a blind driver, let me know. A blind driver. That sounds tempting. only if Smash JT is left alone in the RV with you. I don't want to be in the car. I don't want to be in the car. He could be in the car. Or Atreus and Kata, they could be in the car with you. That's fine. Shout out to Mr. Rouge, the fucking legend, man. I appreciate you, bro. Thank you. And yes, Mr. Rouge, you did say that is true. That is true. Mr. Rouge is right. He did say that when he gifted Ball X Pit, he said it was crack. He did say that. And I installed the game right away because when someone says that, like, my curiosity gets piqued. So I installed the game right away. I played it today and it is fucking crack. It is literal crack. So if you play Ball X Pit, that game is crack. I'm telling you, just an FYI. But shout out to Mr. Rouge. Fantastic gifted game, man. It was a lot of fun. I'm going to play more of it. It's just There's way too much to play right now. It's fucking insane. I'm doing Tormented Souls 2 now on Griffcast, reviewing that. We finished Tormented Souls 1. Great game, by the way. It's a lot. But we're obviously gonna play when we can. Where are we at? Let's I think we're caught up. Yeah, we're caught up. Let's keep going in the topic. So let's X out RV and let's cover. Hold on. Let's cover the Scream Fest. So by the way, guys, there is sales right now for horror games. And by the way, it's not just horror games, but there are sales. So Steam is having a sale right now. The Steam Scream Fest is here, boys. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, if you want some good news, this is good news. I mean, we all talk about good news, but you know how it goes. The 4th Steam Scream Fest is here. And there's a lot more on sale than just horror games, ladies and gentlemen. Now, I checked Steam quickly. I didn't really have time to go through the whole thing. But I checked it, and I mean, they got some good fucking deals as always. Like they have, I'll show you right now. Hold on. Let me see. Let me scroll up right now. So, if you look here, Screamfest. Love the graphics, by the way. Love the graphics. Which game is he talking about? I'm talking about Ball X Pit. Ball X Pit. I'm talking about. So, Steam Screamfest 4. Call of Cthulhu, $1.64. Subnautica, $14.99. Right? The Isle, $13.39. This game, what the fuck is this called? Barrel Trauma, $17.49. I'm sure there are other crazy games in there. Top-down shooters. They got all kinds of shit. Bullet Hell games? What the fuck is Bullet Hell? What is Bullet Hell? Is that like auto shooters? Is that what they call it? Bullet Hell? I just called it auto shooters. Am I wrong in saying that? Vane is another game that I'm hearing a lot about, by the way. It's a game that's doing actually, I think, very well on Steam DB. I'm almost positive it is. Let me check something really quick. Hold on. Let me see. Vane. Here we go. Yeah, it's not bad. Almost 6,000 concurrent on Steam. Not bad for a game like that. Evil West is on sale. Bullet Hell is a shmup type. Bullet Hell is like Binding of Isaac and Enter the Gungeon. Bullet Hell is a genre. So would Deep Rock Galactic Survivor be classified as Bullet Hell? Would that... Misery. What's Misery? Misery looks good. Is Misery the game that's doing very well on Steam? There was one game that was doing very well on Steam. I don't remember which one it is. Misery's doing really well. It's almost 13,000 peak right now. Bullet Hell is usually top down with tons of enemy projectiles on screen at a time. Okay. Bullet Hell is exactly what it sounds like. Okay. All right, well. That'll be more like Extraction. Okay. Deep Rock is like reverse Bullet Hell. Okay. Okay. You don't know the Bullet Hell genre? No, I can't say I do. Sorry, I don't know everything. I don't pretend to know everything like some people on the internet. I'm still learning every day. I might have played games that are like that. I just didn't know they were called Bullet Hell. That's all. You know? Let's see what other games we got. Dead by Daylight, of course. Hollow Knight's in here. The Outlast Trials. Phasmophobia. Warhammer 40k Rogue Traders. Sons of the Forest. $9.59 for Sons of the Forest. The Seance of Blake Manor? What the fuck is that? Vampire Masquerade Bloodlines 2. Why are you even here, bro? Why are you even here? Project Zomboid. Hades 2 is not on sale, but it's here for some reason. I don't know why that's here. No, I'm Not Human. This game, oh my God, I heard this game is really good. No, I'm Not Human, I heard is really good. And it's something that I'm going to be checking out very soon in my own time. But I heard this is really good. I wanted to put this on the list, but I didn't get a chance to put it on the poll for the month of October. But we'll probably end up playing that game sometime soon. Cult of the Lamb, Hades, the first game, Super Fantasy Kingdom, Once Human, Surround Dead, Hunt Showdown, Silent Hill F, $70. God damn, bro. You see what I'm saying? This is what holds these games back, bro. This is what holds these games back. This price right here. When you look at this, $70. as a consumer, right? As a consumer, you're looking at this right now and you're saying, okay, Silent Hill F, $70. You're thinking to yourself, oh, I like the Silent Hill franchise, you know, whatever. But then you look at all these other games that are available. You start going through them and the gameplay and what you can get. Bro, you could get multiple games for half the price. You could get multiple games, sincerely, fun fucking games for half the price of Silent Hill F. And God forbid you want to spend the full amount for Silent Hill F. You could get even more games. You know? This has always been my problem. Whenever I look at Steam, I just look at these games and I tell myself, obviously this was before I became a streamer, but even so, I'm like, dude, this is fucking crazy. Why would I do this? Why would I do this? Well, it just came out. Well, Yamato, fun fact, Ghost of Yote is already on sale just a couple of weeks after coming out. So just coming out is not an excuse. Even for games that are supposedly selling gangbusters, right? Yote's selling gangbusters, but 2 weeks it's on sale, right? It took 2 months for Tsushima to go on sale. So just think about that for a second. Let's look at a couple of more and then we're going to move on. Path of Exile 2, V Rising. This is another one. Lumi ended up promoting this game on X, and she was talking about, I think she was playing with her boyfriend or something. And I was watching her talk about this game, and I'm thinking to myself, like, this is a game that I've been meaning to play, but I haven't had time to play it. But it's got 51,000 reviews already. It's insane. 7 Days to Die, Look Outside, Hell Is Us. This is another game, bro. I haven't been able to play Hell Is Us. This was a game that was on the docket and just never had time. Sucks. Zephyr, Dredge, Nine Souls. This game is so fun. Nine Souls is so fun. If you enjoy like a Sekiro style gameplay, but with like 2D Metroidvania, this would be the one. It's so fun. This is a banger of a game. Even Chronos is on sale. Even fucking Chronos is on sale. This just came out. See, this is the difference between people who try to take advantage and people who are like, nope, I'm going to stay at my $70 because I demand it. It's like, okay, I guess. What is this? Dead Zone Rogue? Looks like another roguelite. So many roguelites. But in any case, guys, there are clearly more games here than just horror games. So definitely check it out. Buy some games for yourself, man. Look, Dying Light 2 Stay Human Reloaded Edition, $19. Buy some games for yourself. Check it out. Look, even Tormented Souls 2. This game just came out on the 23rd. And they put it for 10% off, man. This is why I like indie, bro. Because they know they're smart, man. They look at this shit. They're like, yep, we're going to get involved. We're going to get involved. Because that 10% goes so far for a lot of people. It really does. You would think it doesn't, but it does. That $3 will make someone say, you know what? I heard the first game is good. Fuck it. Why not? You know? Grim Dawn, $4.99. Grim Dawn's another amazing game. So much content. Unbelievable amount of content. So, Little Nightmares, the first one, $4.99. I mean, again, it's just, you guys take a look. Buy yourself some games, man. It's good. It's good stuff. It is absolutely good stuff out here. All right, let's X this out. Old Man Cat says uploaded on YouTube. Oh no. Oh no. I'm scared to look at this. Old Man Cat. TJ says we hit tier 1. Thank you, sir. Appreciate that. Legendary. There's no audio, Old Man Cat. What the fuck am I looking at, bro? Hey, Jay Viper got pretty far. He's at this boss. That's pretty far into the game. He can't suck that bad. Although, how many streams is it though? Like, is he at like 35 streams? Has he got a nose ring on? Oh my god, he has a nose ring on. Why do you have that? Why do you have that? That's unbelievable, bro. Unbelievable. You guys turned Jay Viper into a gaming journalist. Congratulations. Congratulations, chat. Is that his tier 1 goal or tier 2 goal, whatever? Hilarious, man. Cozy Goober says, where can I get a wig like that? Why do you want a wig like that? What's wrong with you? Why do you want one? All right, let's get into some topics, man. Let's go forward. We're gonna X out of the horror stuff. And Let's see. Let's talk about the Halo stuff really quick. So we talked about a developer on Halo who was, I believe, like an artist or something like that, not exactly having the best view of the remake that was announced recently. And there's a lot of discussion going around about whether or not this remake looks like Halo, is like Halo, acts like Halo, plays like Halo, et cetera, you know? And there's so much conversation that even the OG team members that worked on the game are now throwing in their opinions. And some people are against it, but some people are for it. And in this scenario, we're going to showcase you the other side, right? So yesterday we talked about how some developers from the original team were against it. Now we're going to talk about one in particular that is for it. And that is this particular person right here. Let me scroll down. Marcus Leto. Okay. Buckle up because yet another Halo OG has entered the ring, and this one's a lot more positive. Marcus Leto, art director on Halo 1, 2, and 3, and father of Master Chief, took to X to declare that he's a fair bit keener on the remake than his former compatriots. It warms my heart to see Halo combat evolve like this, says the man himself. My honest impression of seeing the new Halo campaign evolved is this, wrote Leto. I absolutely love where this is going. The game looks and it feels genuine. It's gorgeous in a way I wish we could have built it originally back in 2001, which is quite the stamp of approval from the original game's art director, I suppose, and has got to be pretty heartening to hear if you're one of the devs working on the remake. Still, I think it's worth noting that Leto is pretty much just talking about the remake's aesthetics and vibes in his post, whereas Grisomir was commenting more directly on a specific aspect of the game's level design. That's not to say I think Leto secretly vibrates with disgust at the remake. Just so you know, the two guys are kind of talking about two different things, specifically things related directly to the jobs they did on the original Halo. So, again, you're gonna have people doing, they're going to give you the big stamp of approval. You're going to have other people that are going to be like, no, I don't like it. And this is just normal and natural for a game like Halo, right? So I'll say this. Halo is a franchise that for the most part is pretty dead. Okay. But just because Halo as a franchise is dead doesn't mean that the nostalgia for Halo is dead, right? People have a memory of Halo one way or another. Some are more personal than others. Some are more extreme than others. But the nostalgia is there, right? You're talking about a character, Master Chief, that on most top 100 most famous video game character lists, he is easily usually top 10, if not top 5, if not number 1, right? Easily. So he is still heavily recognizable. He is a character that is very much still nostalgic and alive and well. But the franchise itself is pretty dead for the most part. Now, do you remember those red and blue videos on YouTube? It was peak. Yeah, absolutely. They were amazing. Some of the Halo videos that they came out with on YouTube were classic YouTube comedy. I miss it so much. So people tend to forget that. People tend to forget that Master Chief is still very nostalgic. People know the character. They understand who he is. He's extremely recognizable. I mean, like, from far away, you can easily see, like, that's Master Chief, you know? So it's a franchise that has not been tapped into properly for a very long time. And maybe they're trying to spur up some sort of interest in it before they announce a multiplayer that is inevitably going to come. I guarantee there's going to be a multiplayer extension of this particular game that they're going to sell as either a separate game or a DLC or something along those lines. Who really knows? But they're going to absolutely do it. But as of right now, they're just doing the single player game to reintroduce, the game and the story to people. So we have to see. We have to really just wait and see how people respond to this. The fact that it is on PlayStation is going to open up Master Chief and Halo to a mass audience of people that otherwise were not going to play it, right? Or not going to buy it for themselves. Maybe they had a friend who had an Xbox or whatever, and they played it at their house back in the day or something like that. But most Sony boys are not going to want to buy an Xbox, right? So I think that this is going to open up Halo to a mass amount of people. And I think there will be a good amount of people that are going to buy this game. I'm curious to see what it will do on Steam, but that's a whole nother conversation that we can have another day. But I think that there is going to be an interest, but whether or not it carries through to reviving the franchise, that's something totally different. We don't know if that's going to happen. But I think that for the most part, there is enough interest here. And I think that people, considering that the franchise has been dormant for so long and are comparing it to something that's 2 decades old, I think that vast difference between the games is drastic for a lot of people, where immediately they're going to have problems with it if their tie to Halo is more OG than anybody else, like more hardcore, more extreme, whatever you want to call it. I think that's what's going to happen. So, I mean, we kind of already saw that happen. We actually saw that happen in 2 different ways. You know, Atreus and Kata, they're both hardcore Halo players from back in the day, right? Atreus probably more than Kata, but I don't know for sure 100%. You know, and Kata doesn't like it, but Atreus, you know, he seems to like it. So, two different aisles from the same kind of passion, and I think that we're going to see a lot of that. So, it's really up to the game to win people over at this point. It doesn't really matter what the OG developers think, because they're not even the ones making the new one anymore. So it doesn't matter. But it is curious to see their thought process behind looking at what the remake is doing and whether they agree with it or not. You know, I think it's going to be one of those things. So we'll see what ends up happening. Me personally, I don't have a lot of like. Listen, I like Halo, but I don't have love for Halo. Like I've always said this. I've never been like super in love with Halo, but I respect the franchise and I respect its history in gaming, and I respect what it did in the past. And it is sad that it kind of fell off, because I mean, honestly, we only have, what do we have? Counter-Strike, Battlefield, and Call of Duty. That's really what we have these days, and that's it. So it would be cool to have something else in there. I know people say Valorant, but that's a little bit of a, different. Hypnotic, if you see the dev talking, they said they're doing Oblivion remake. Nothing won't change besides graphics. Are they really? Oh, shit. There you go. Shout out to Sir Kill-A-Lot. Thank you, man. Appreciate that. Channel hit 4 years old today, boys. All right. We got Old Man Cad. Oh, I already read that. Shout out to Old Man Cad. Thank you. Rumble. Let me check Rumble really quick. I think we're good on Rumble. Yes, we're good on Rumble. Okay. All right, boys. I think it's time for some main topics. Let's do some main topics, shall we? Why not? Let's go over the Halo stuff. Why not? Let's bring that up really quick on screen. Time for some main topics, boys. Had a great time with Halo 2 land battles in the back room of the LCS till late in the night. Nice, Felstuff. Nice. The story will be the same and art. All right, we'll see. They said it in the dev talk. Well, to be fair, Demon Democracy, a lot of developers claim that XYZ is not going to change. They promise they're going to keep the story and everything the same. And then you end up getting the remake, and it's not the same. It's happened many times. So, no offense to the developers. I'm not like trying to throw any hate towards them or anything. I'm just saying that enough lies have happened in the industry where I don't take what anything is said at face value. I never take it at face value, like, ever. All right, let me drink some water, then we're gonna get into this. Exactly, Dustin. Final Fantasy VII originally claimed that it was going to be a true remake of the OG. Exactly. They use certain words because they know that people are going to either misinterpret them, or they know that it just pitches a different story than what's actually going to go down, you know? So, yeah, I don't trust that at all, you know? They even in Final Fantasy Tactics, I think there were some changes that were made, wasn't there? And they claimed they were going to keep everything the same, but that the reason why some things changed is because they lost the source code, but that somehow, changed the genders of the, of the characters. It's like, listen, not that it's a big deal, but I'm just saying, don't say you're not going to change things and then you're going to change it, right? I always doubt them. I'm sorry. They haven't earned the benefit of the doubt. Very few studios have earned the benefit of the doubt. Very few. Very, very few. God of Frog says, only thing I hate is them doing it in 3 parts. That is honestly probably the worst. In my opinion, probably the worst. Because, again, and I know they're doing it because they know they could get away with it, obviously. But it's just fucking crazy, bro. It's crazy that we're going 9 years, 8 years, whatever it is, before we finish the culmination of the remake story. It's like you really expect people to stick around for that long of a time? I guess maybe. People do love Final Fantasy VII, but at this point, they know they're not playing Final Fantasy VII. They're playing whatever this version of Final Fantasy VII is. So that's why the second one didn't sell anywhere near as the first one. And I said this yesterday. I think the third will sell as much as the second. I think they found their player base. They found their player base, and that's it. So, Dan, we share the same birthday. I'm celebrating my channel's birthday, man. You got to read the thing up top. But hey, happy birthday, bro. Dark Reunion. Everybody give some cake emojis for Dark Reunion. Happy birthday, bro. 3 parts and only reach disc 2. I know. Oh, my bad. No, you're good. You're good. There's a lot of people that are making that mistake. So it is what it is. He's going to announce part 3 in the Game Awards. Absolutely. We know that. We know that Final Fantasy Part 3 is going to be announced at the Game Awards. At least that's the rumor right now. I could see that happening easily. So I also think we're going to get more gameplay for Hideo Kojima's upcoming horror game at the Game Awards as well, because of, obviously it's Jeff Keighley. Him and fucking Hideo Kojima, they basically lick each other every day. So Hypnotic check gifts. Okay. Hold on. Give me 1 second. What's going on here? I didn't get any notifications. What the fuck? I swear to God, man. Why does Steam do that sometimes? They give notifications. They don't give notifications. I don't know. What do you think the title will be for part 3? If I wanted to be really, really, really like flaming gay, I would say Final Fantasy VII Reunion. You know? If I wanted to be like really gay. Otherwise, I don't know. What could you name it? You know, what could you name it? Final Fantasy VII Redux? I feel like Reunion would be the name, just because number 1, they always do that, right? That's like their thing. And number 2, it would make sense from a story perspective in both the original and the change story, because with Reunion, obviously it's a reunion of the stories merging. It's a reunion of Zack and Cloud. It's a reunion of all that shit. You know what I'm saying? Reunion was used for Crisis Core. It doesn't mean they can't use it. Doesn't mean they can't use it. What about Final Fantasy VII Remake Fate or something like that? I don't know. Call it Fate. No, but it's gonna have an R. It's gonna have an R, because that's the consistency. Refate. Retcon is crazy. Kevin Keys. I gotta highlight that chat. Hold on. Kevin Keys, bro. I love you, man. Kevin Keys. I love Kevin Keys, bro. He said retcon. Yes, bro. Yes, that's it. That's the name. I don't care if it's not. That's the name now. Final Fantasy VII retcon. I like that, dude. Shout out to you, bro. Shout out to you. That was hilarious, man. Great comment. All right, really quick. Let's go over the gifted games, and we're gonna do the main topic. So we got Angmar WK gifting Them and Us is a classic survival horror game with a focus on atmosphere and player immersion. Discover the truth of Alicia's past as she descends further into a strange, unending night. Is this similar to like Tormented Souls? I gotta look at these games, man. Angmar be setting bangers, and I need to look at them. Angmar says, Spence, you're playing, I think you meant since you're playing Tortured Souls, Tormented, and you have been enjoying it. Both of these games have same style. There you go. There's the answer. There you go. Both of these games have same style. I'll know you'll enjoy. Song of Horror, the complete. What is Song of Horror? A third-person fixed-camera survival horror adventure. Fear the presence. A mysterious entity you cannot fight. Stay alert, hide, breed, slowly explore cursed places where unseen spirits and lost souls linger in a true horror story for the ages. That is amazing, bro. Shout out to Angmar WK. Fucking legendary, bro. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. And then we got Alucard. Alucard's up in here too. We need to play this soon with the group. Fool. In all caps too. Fool. I pity the fool. Lockdown Protocol. What's this? A first-person social deduction game. Oh no, that means Smash JT is out. Out. There is no social deduction with that man.
Mamma mia.
A first-person social deduction game combining real-time action and communication, 3 to 8 players. While most players will do their best to complete objectives and ensure victory, a small portion of dissidents will try to stop them at all costs. Ooh. Without getting caught. Ooh. Ooh, I like that. I like that. Shout out to Alucard. Thank you so much, brother. I appreciate that. We're going to have to look into that, dude. We're going to have to look into that. That would be pretty awesome. All right, boys. Let's get into the main topic. Let's get into the main topic really quick. Where are we at? The U.S. government. Man, the amount of melting down has been astronomical over this. Astra-fucking-nomical over this. And again, it's amazing because these are the people who are like, oh, I thought you guys didn't want politics in your game. And it's like, yeah, but Trump is not in Halo. What the fuck? Like, do you realize Trump is not in Halo? You realize that? But Taj still had to sit down with her family in front of the player and everybody else and said awkwardly, I am non-binary. What the fuck? Like, there is a clear difference here. Am I crazy? Maybe I'm crazy. I don't know. I have no idea. In any case, we're going to talk about this. We're also going to go over Angry Joe. We're going to go over Angry Joe. Just fucking losing it, bro. Like, losing it. And it's crazy, man, because, again, we also got Booty Adams here. It's crazy because I was a very big fan of Angry Joe. I like his content. I still think his reviews are very well done. You know, I will never take that away from him. His reviews are very well done. But it's like, bro, you are experiencing next levels of TDS that are really getting bad. It's getting bad, man, because every once in a while I just see, I don't know. I just see like him going off, anything Trump related going way off, bro. And I'm like, dude, are you okay? Sincerely, like, are you all right, man? Like, it's really getting bad for Angry Joe. So he never takes politics to his channel. Yeah, I mean, again, I stopped watching him just because, like, first off, there's too many content creators to watch these days, and second off, it's like, bro, you are just losing it, man, losing it. But in any case, let's talk about this and kind of go from here and see what we got going on. Soon Joe is going to leave X to Blue Sky. No, that's not going to happen because he's not stupid. And he actually is a content creator. So he knows that if he leaves X, that's going to be pretty bad from a promotional standpoint. Like, you kind of want to use X to promote your videos. And as much as he hates Elon Musk and all the right-wing chuds and all that stuff, at the end of the day, he needs that platform. He's not stupid. Yeah, okay. No. You don't understand. From a content creator standpoint, he's not stupid. He knows exactly what he's doing from a content creator standpoint. I'm not talking about regular things. I'm just saying from a content creator standpoint, he's not leaving X. I guarantee you he's not leaving X. So anyway, let's go over it. And trans Joe art soon? Come on, bro. Come on, stop. Let's go over. Let's talk about it. All right, ladies and gentlemen. So in today's video, we are going to be covering the absolute meltdown that has been happening over the U.S. government deciding to use Halo images in a call to destroy illegal. And again, I have to make sure that I have to fix this article from PC Gamer that is going to be heavily favored to one particular side because, well, we already know how PC Gamer goes. Illegal immigration. Microsoft declines to comment. Now, why would Microsoft comment when Microsoft wasn't even the one that put the image out there? I don't understand. Like, you are literally tattletaling about the government to Microsoft. Like, what are you doing? Anyway, we're going to go over this article. We're also going to go over the meltdowns from Angry Joe. We also got Khalif Adams that we got to go over as well. People are just losing their minds because suddenly the people who were all for politics in video games now all of a sudden don't like when there's politics being used with video game characters, but they're not actually in the games. Like, I want to remind people that are melting down right now about Donald Trump as Master Chief. I just want to remind people Donald Trump is not in Halo. Okay, he's not in Halo. He's not in the game. There's nothing about Donald Trump in the game. There's nothing about anything in the game related to the White House or any of that. It's literally just memes, but we all know that they don't like memes. So let's go over this. The social media post also included an image of U.S. President Donald Trump dressed up as Master Chief. Now, this is probably going to be my thumbnail for this video, so you guys pretty much already saw this picture, but if you didn't, here's a look at the picture, and it's hilarious. It's obviously AI. Everybody can tell that from a mile away. There's not even the right amount of stars on the flag. Like, it's a joke. It's meant to be a literal joke, but people don't like jokes. Just a few days ago, after the surprise announcement of Halo campaign evolved, the U.S. government has co-opted imagery from the game to promote its efforts to deport millions of people from the country. And again, PC Gamer does not specify that these are illegal people. They don't want to actually tell you. And this is why gaming journalists lose, right? Because they want to convince you that it's legal citizens that are getting rounded up and thrown out of the country. They don't want to tell you that it's illegal citizens getting rounded up because, well, that doesn't fit the narrative, right? So in any case, to promote its efforts to deport millions of people to the country, the post continues a pattern by the Trump administration of co-opting copyrighted material without permission for use as propaganda. Now, again, they tried to do this whole tattletale thing with Nintendo when ICE ended up using the Pokemon intro as a funny video, and they used the song and everything as well to do it. It was hilarious. It was a hilarious meme, but I mean, this is where we're at right now at this point. They're clearly very upset over it. It began last Saturday on X with a sort of faux diplomatic communique from GameStop. By the way, GameStop's involved in all this too. And whoever's running GameStop's social media profile, I don't know who's in charge of it, but whoever it is, you're doing an amazing job. Just FYI, you're actually pretty damn funny. From GameStop declaring the end of the console wars brought about by the announcement that the Halo remake is headed to the PlayStation 5. In response, the White House, yes, the actual real White House, seat of power of the world's last remaining superpower. Last remaining superpower is insane, by the way. Do you really believe that we are the last? Anyway, posted an AI-generated image of U.S. President Donald Trump as Master Chief, presumably a play on Trump's inaccurate but persistent claim that he has now ended 8 wars in just 8 months. So again, all of this is going to be a massive meltdown of politics from a gaming website, right? So PC Gamer is not liking the fact that the White House is utilizing this. Now, I'm going to make one thing very clear, okay? I'm going to make one thing extremely clear in this video. You know it. I know it. They know it. The world knows it. The universe knows it. The alien knows it. If it was Joe Biden in the Master Chief armor, the people that are currently complaining right now would be celebrating. If it was Kamala Harris that was in the Master Chief armor, you know for a fact they would be celebrating it. They would be sharing it everywhere. They wouldn't be mentioning the last remaining superpower. Oh, it's an official government site. Why are they doing? They wouldn't be doing any of that. They're only doing it because it's Donald Trump doing it and they don't like him. That's it. That's the only reason why. But everybody knows that's the case. We all know that's obvious, right? Even unidentified species know that that's true. So I don't take these people seriously when they come out here and they start complaining about a fucking meme on the White House page, pretending as if they would not be sharing this around, calling it hilarious, stunning, and brave if this was anybody else that votes Democrat aside from Trump. But this is what it is. So and just two people in particular that tend to have really bad meltdowns over this. Angry Joe is unfortunately one of them. So Angry Joe is somebody I used to watch for a long time, and I have no problems, again, with his content. I think his reviews are very good for the most part. I think they're fun. I think they're entertaining, and he makes good stuff, in my opinion. But unfortunately, Angry Joe on Twitter is just a completely different person. I don't follow him for obvious reasons because, well, his Twitter account is literally just melting down over TDS. Like it's maximum levels of TDS, and that's all I can really say. And he's allowed to do that. It's his Twitter account, whatever, which is why I don't follow him. But every once in a while, his posts will pop up on my page because that's just how X works, right? Especially if it's something relevant. And this is something that's relevant. So he ends up posting the following, and I quote, fuck ICE. Okay. Fuck Donald Trump. Get the fuck out of here with using Halo for your shitty, dehumanizing police state propaganda. No one thinks your shit is cool besides low IQ, her MAGA cult members on X. Again, I'm not MAGA. I'm not any of that. I think it's funny. I'm pretty sure there's a lot of people watching this video right now that would not classify themselves as MAGA that would think it's funny. So again, I think this is like a comment that is just from someone who wants to make it seem as if, I don't know, his worldview is the only worldview when it's not. right? Just like my worldview is not the only worldview. I know that. Everybody should know that. Like, just the way that you view the world is not how the entire world views the world, right? Everybody's perception is different. So this kind of comment, this kind of like meltdown comes from this level of like, oh, my worldview is the worldview. And I know everything, right? And nobody knows everything. Anyway, no one thinks your shit is cool besides the low IQ MAGA members, half of which are bots. Oh, so if they're bots, why are you complaining about it? I don't understand. Why are you complaining about it? If half of them are bots, why are you engaging with half bots? I don't understand. Y'all are gonna find out soon in the next election. Oh man. So okay, so now we're just saying that, you know, Republicans are gonna be out, Democrats are gonna go in, et cetera. Okay, whatever. Y'all are gonna find out. Yeah, you're gonna find out because you decided to make Halo destroy the flood. Join ICE.gov. This is genuinely hilarious. I'm not gonna lie to you. This is actually genuinely hilarious. And just seeing the meltdown is a beautiful thing. Now, I looked at this post. It's got almost 1 million views, and anytime Angry Joe tends to have a little bit of a melty melt, it tends to go viral. And of course, he actually quote tweeted Jeremy. We're going to talk about this in a second. This is hilarious, but Jeremy ends up posting a picture of fat JD Vance. I'm sorry, I can't help but laugh. He posted a picture of fat JD Vance, obviously in the Spartan armor. Fucking great, by the way. 6K likes. And Debion says, tell me you know nothing about Halo without telling me, Joe. Halo is a Christian game, so them using it as conservatives makes complete sense, you moron. Again, the whole symbolism argument, I don't care about that, bro. Halo's Halo. Okay, we need to stop this whole, like, XYZ game is XYZ because I view it as that, right? Just because it has symbolism from certain things doesn't mean that that is what the story is. At the end of the day, it's a sci-fi story. It's fictional, okay? It's not the fucking Bible. It's not anything like that. Let's just stop. Let's stop, because this is what the lefties do. The lefties is like, oh, this game is absolutely a story about anti-capitalism, and that is what the story is. I'm like, no, it's a game. It's a game. Like, you know, can we stop? Like, we're hunting Sephiroth. We're not like, can you relax a little bit? I understand that there are themes. I get that, but it's a game. Like, let's calm down. Anyway, it's fine. Whatever. So again, I don't have a problem with what Endymion said. I just see this all the time. Kata says, you know good and well that the UNSC would not only do this, but do far worse. Hey, little buddy, have you considered crying about it? From Old Man Grim. Angry Badger, enforcing the laws is neither authoritarian nor a police state. Exactly. And again, guys, I just want to make it very clear that if this was put on Kamala Harris, or if this was put on anything else other than Donald Trump, this would not be a problem. Angry Joe would not be melting down right now. You know, Khalif Adams would not be melting down right now. None of these guys will be melting down right now at all. This would not be an issue, right? Camelot says, all these people are always hysterically screaming without delivering a well-measured and logical response. Just screaming like children. It's a wonder no one takes them serious anymore. I agree. MAGA Chief is crazy, bro. Absolutely crazy. Bugle Daily, hey, I find retards. We have another one. Tebow, you seem angry. Lucas, this must be a very hard time for you. Flood sympathizer. Alucard says, deal with it, bitch. No. This is crazy. I can't with this. This is so fucking funny. You people were all about force fucking gaming full of politics for the past decade. But now that the shoe's on the other foot, suddenly it's a problem. Weird how that works. You know what's I'm so glad you said that, Mike. I'm so glad you said that, because we're going to go over to the next one. But really quick, I want to just kind of harp on what Mike said in the previous comment. So Mike is right, but he's also wrong. The shoe is not on the other foot, right? If the shoe was on the other foot, then that means that Donald Trump would be showing up in Halo's remake as a playable character. That is when the shoe would be on the other foot, okay? But the shoe is not on the other foot when all it is the White House making a meme of Master Chief utilizing Donald Trump. That is not being in the same foot, right? When you have a Dragon Age the Veilguard, for example, and I use this all the time because, to be honest, it's the easiest one to use. When you have Taj, you know, sitting down with her mother and the main character, and there's an awkward 10 to 15 seconds of silence, and then all of a sudden she hits you with, so I'm non-binary. That is putting in real world politics into a video game. And I already know what the counter is going to be. They're going to say, well, my identity is not political. Well, unfortunately for you, the party that you vote for decided to make your identity political when they constantly utilize your identity to push their own certain politics. So that's not my fault. That's your party's fault. You need to figure that out. But yes, no, that's what they do. They literally have been putting this stuff into video games for years now, which is the entire reason why there is a counterculture to the culture. There's an entire reason why this stuff exists. This is the entire reason why PC gamer or people like them don't exist anymore, right? Very few. There has been over 1,200 gaming journalists that have lost their jobs since 2024. That is 1/4 of the amount of supposed gaming journalists in the world. That is a lot of them. And they've lost their job because they can't help themselves. Almost all of them have decided to make this into a political thing. When at the end of the day, it's literally just a meme. That's all it is. So if the shoe was on the other foot, we would be seeing Donald Trump in the game. That is when you could say, okay, the shoe's on the other foot. But until then, if Halo ends up just being Halo, then you can't say the shoe is on the other foot. All you're doing is complaining about the meme. So then we have Khalif Adams over here, positivity peddler, as he likes to call himself. Halo and Helldivers being used by this administration to rally young men for ICE and military recruitment sounds like all that get your politics out of my games never really made a lot of sense. And again, guys, this is why, like, I can't with this guy. I can't. He's another one where I don't follow him. I don't look at his posts, but every once in a while, his posts will pop up on my feed because it happens to be relevant. And because this Halo thing is going viral right now, I'm seeing a whole bunch of responses by people I don't follow on my X profile. I really wish X didn't do that. I got to figure out if there's a way to curate it. But regardless, sometimes I like seeing other points of view, so I just let it rock. Regardless, anyway, this doesn't make any sense, my guy. This doesn't make any sense because, again, if the shoe was on the other foot, right? If it never really made a lot of sense to you, there is no Trump politics in Halo. There is nothing inside of the game. If you had Trump in the game, that would be a different argument. That would be a different story. We could have that conversation. But as of right now, you're getting a Halo remake of Halo. You're not getting a Halo remake with Trump in it, but that is how they're acting. So let me scroll down. Politics referencing cool stuff is fine. Cool stuff becoming lame to incorporate cringe politics is bad. Hope that clears that up. Exactly. Right? You have political figures referencing culture, right? In this case, talking about Master Chief. These are political figures referencing culture. That is not the same as politics being put inside of culture or inside of video games, basically, because that's what we're talking about. It is not the same. That is not the same. That will never be the same, right? But for some reason, I don't know if they're being disingenuous, or I don't know if they're really just angry. I really have no. Maybe they're trolling. I have no idea. But there's no way that I can believe that this person doesn't understand the difference. There's no way. I mean, these posts from the White House are absolutely cringe. No, you don't. No, you don't. You said up here that you're trying to reference that people who claim all the time to get their politics out of games are suddenly celebrating the Master Chief being Trump. You're trying to make that connection because you get constantly yelled at for advocating for putting politics inside video games. So you're trying to say, well, look at these guys. They're doing the same thing, but they're not. They're not doing the same thing at all. And you know they're not. So in any case, pendulum swings both ways. Yeah, we cheering this stuff when the prior administration did these kind of things, and when leftist ideology is pretty much all in our games, you got to be able to take it if you can dish it. Again, it's not in the games. If it was in the games, we would have a different conversation right now, but it's not in the games. So I don't understand where the melting down is coming from. I don't understand where the freak out is coming from. Then he says this will make sense if this were true, but it isn't. What do you mean it's not? What do you mean it's not? There is no Donald Trump inside of Halo. There is no Republican Party inside of Halo. There is none of that inside. What are you talking about? I don't understand. Brandon says, get your politics out of my whatever. Pretty much only applies when people don't agree with your politics, but don't know how to articulate that or simply know that I'm articulating it perfectly fine. I don't understand the difference here. I should say I do understand the difference, but they don't seem to understand the difference. Khalif says, yep. Also, dude, your career is super inspiring and love seeing you crush it out there. Massive amounts of respect to you. You just can't help mooing. Just can't help mooing. Of course not. Then Golden Silver says the obvious, right? Yep. None of this will be in the next Halo game. You were just going out about your Ivy League degrees and wondering why someone said they were worthless. I realize, though, that this is more so a disingenuous internet points post and not something thought out. 100%. And if nobody liked your post, I will be the first one to do so, because that is a banger fucking post, my guy. And he says, no one made the point you made. So this response makes no sense. The fact that the same administration that is using gaming to bolster recruitment while also saying gaming is an avenue for mass shootings is ironic. Dude, oh my God. They are using everything to bolster recruitment, okay? Just because they made a couple of posts featuring pop culture, popular icons like Pokemon and Halo, they use other things as well. They use other things. I don't, oh my God. Do you really think that the government is using Pokemon to recruit for ICE when some of the wokest people on the planet are some of the biggest fans of Pokemon? What the fuck? So what are you saying about the fan base of the franchises? Are you saying that all of them would just be so easily swindled? You really mean to tell me that somebody's going to go out there and join ICE right now because they saw Trump as Master Chief and they can't control themselves? You really think that's what's going to happen? Somebody's going to go out there right now and say, I need to join ICE because I saw Donald Trump as Master Chief. Are you serious right now? There's no way that we're really doing this right. Anyway, let's scroll down. I do agree that it is stupid, though. The last part he said was true. You know, you had Robert F. Kennedy Jr. or whatever. He was saying that you know, gaming is an avenue for mass shootings and stuff. It's so stupid. But anyway, we've always talked against that. There is a real difference. The politicians are using the games as tools. The politics themselves aren't being put in the games. I mean, how this should be sincerely, like, again, this should be the only comment. And then he says, not yet. So I want you guys to understand, Booty Adams, Khalif Adams genuinely believes that they are going to start putting Republican propaganda or Donald Trump or whatever in Halo. Like, he said not yet. So that's what that tells me. That's what that tells me. He genuinely believes that it's going to be in that. And even if it was, you guys were the ones that were advocating for it. It was us that were advocating against it. I would advocate it against it as well. It would be different if it's a game like Fortnite, for example, that has skins of all popular people, right? People all throughout history, all kinds of people are in Fortnite. You even have Eminem in Fortnite, for fuck's sakes, right? So you have all these characters. That would be a little bit different. But a game like Halo, that would be kind of stupid, right? I think everybody, like, sure, there'll be some people that will meme it. They would think it's a joke. But ultimately, yeah, like, that's not going to happen. You know that's not going to happen. So you're pretending to be so upset over this when you already know this is not going to be a thing. Back to Angry Joe really quick. Angry Joe didn't just have a meltdown about, you know, the White House or whatever. And again, I apologize for showcasing, you know, the levels of meltdown that's going on here. But he decided to go after... I mean, listen, he's also like, Disorder Unleashed. I'm sick of this shit. Refuse, resist. You know, he's listening to metal music and trying to be like, yeah, metal. Yeah. You know what I mean? There is an interesting dynamic of metal. You know, I watch Wyatt's Metal on YouTube a lot. And there's an interesting level of metal that is extremely woke, apparently. And they are just, you know, it went from Rage Against the Machine to Rage with the Machine. It's a very weird thing. But anyway, so he obviously did not like what Jeremy had to say, right? D-Day Cobra with the fat JD Vance and the Spartan armor thing. Like, he didn't like what he had to say. So he said the following, and I like when people take something that's completely irrelevant and turn it into the same argument, or try to. It's like, I don't know why we're doing this, but okay, we're going to do it. So let's do it. He says, still waiting for those Epstein files you were so pissed off and worked up about earlier a few weeks ago, right, Jeremy? Or have they convinced you to forget about them so easily already? LOL. Lowest presidential approval ratings ever, aside from Nixon. Keep winning, y'all. Oh my God, bro. I think Angry Joe is just gone. I'm serious. I hate to say it as a fan of, or a former fan of Angry Joe's content. And I already know Angry Joe is the kind of person that will tell me, well, if you don't like me anymore, fuck you, don't watch my content. I already know that. And that's fine, because I've already stopped a long time ago, like over a year already. But it's insane, bro. TDS really should be studied. It should be studied because this is massive levels of it. I really don't know why we are having this level of a reaction to a meme. It's not in the game. I don't get it. I don't know if it's because he's Hispanic, so maybe he feels more personally affected by what he perceives ICE to be doing. I'm Hispanic, and I don't feel the same way. So I get it, but I don't understand. So anyway, he decides to go after Jeremy. Let's see if Jeremy responded out of curiosity. I'm sure he probably did. Awesome. Since you're so focused on this, can't wait to hear your report back after you read all 33,000 pages that was released last month. Thanks, Joe. Looking forward to a full breakdown from you, angel emoji. Oh my God. Oh my, I'm not even going to bother. I'm going to let that burn stay where it's at. And of course, as prototypical, anybody in the gaming industry has to absolutely target Grums. Not to say that sometimes Grums doesn't deserve it. You know, we've disagreed with what he said sometimes in the past, but every once in a while, it's always a thing, right? When you run out of targets to beat up, what do the Wokies do? They beat up Grums. when they run out of targets, they beat up Grums. So anyway, Grums ended up making a post, and he said he's still mad about Superman, I guess, right? Now, the reason why I find this post to be really interesting is because he says the following: Superman? What the fuck you talking about? Superman was great. But seriously, aren't you that sad, lonely, failed game developer turned online grifter? LOL. How's your game coming along these days? Not well, it seems. Still ripping people off? You are what's wrong with the industry. It's why you were fired and ostracized. Fun fact is that Angry Joe, who, when replying to Grums, said that Superman was great, was fact-checked by people who watched his videos and actually posted, unironically, a screenshot that I don't know if it's still here of his review of Superman, where he gave it a 6 out of 10. A 6 out of 10 for his Angry Joe review. But apparently it was great. But I was like, bro, you rated it slightly above average. You know what I mean? So why are you changing the narrative because it's Grums? Like, don't change the narrative because it's Grums. Like, just it's a 6 out of 10. You said it's a 6 out of 10. Like, but what are we doing here, right? So obviously everybody starts replying. Grums says, why do you support criminals coming into your country, Joe? Is it fair to everyone who went through the legal immigration process? Do you think they should vote without being citizens? Is it wrong to deport gang members and drug dealers? Should we just open borders to everyone all the time? Just how many million per year is acceptable to you? Or is there no limit? Do you think it's okay to assault and target ICE agents and shoot at them? Are you not angry about it? You're angry about ICE. So why don't you tell us about it? Bro, what the fuck? What the fuck is this? Oh my God, dude. Hey, deport that guy. I thought you said it was mediocre. Again, people are saying from his original review that he claimed it was mediocre, right? So he could have changed it at some point in the future. He could have said, oh, well, it's not a 6 out of 10 anymore. I feel like it's a 9 out of 10. I feel like it's an 8 out of 10. Your first review said it was a 6 out of 10. So you can't say that it was great when people saw your first review and know that you felt a certain way about the movie. But again, whatever. I don't care. That's your review, bro. I don't really give a fuck. You want to rate it a 6? Whatever. I don't care about Superman. So you do your thing. So people are just saying that he's crashing out, and I think he is. I think at this point, this is a massive level of crash out. People are just like, what are you doing, bro? It's funny watching you crash out. People are laughing at you. You're a loser. I don't think he's a loser, but taking the side of drug hustlers, rapists, and murderers who are incapable of making life better for anyone. Should have just kept your head down and making shitty YouTube videos. Again, I don't think they're shitty. I'm just being real with you. I don't think he's shitty. But you know, I think the TDS is definitely it's taking over. That's what that's basically what I want to say about this. The TDS is definitely taking over, and at this point, we need to study it. It needs to be studied. I really just want there to be a place where we can have a discourse without there being names of grifter, blah, blah, whatever being thrown around. But I know we're never going to get to that point, and I understand that. But again, Angry Joe, the TDS, just log off, bro. Just make videos again. That's it. Just keep making videos. You make good videos, in my opinion. You make really good reviews. Just do that. Just do that, right? I'm not saying you can't talk about politics, but bro, like there's talking about politics and they're just having fucking meltdowns over a meme. I can understand if Trump was being put inside of Halo. I can understand that, and I'd be like, okay, let's have a conversation. But it's a meme, bro. It's a meme. Come on, man. What are we doing? Anyway, you guys let me know in the comments down below. What do you think about all this? Do you think he's crashing out? Do you think he's valid in his complaints over Donald Trump as Master Chief? Do you think Khalif Adam is valid in his theory that they're going to put right-wing Republican political things into video games now? Let me know in the comments down below. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. And if you enjoyed it, consider hitting that like and subscribe. And I will see you guys on the next one. Over a meme, bro. Over a literal meme. Again, guys, I want to reiterate. Donald Trump is not in Halo right now. But whatever, anyway. You would think he was. Let's catch up on Super Chats. Let's see where we're at. We got Adair Soto for a 20. I just hope the price is really decent for Halo. Yeah, I mean, I'm sticking to 50. I'm sticking to $50. That's what I think Halo is going to be. I could be right, I could be wrong. I'm sticking to $50 personally. Gaming Mason for a 2. Halo mod to turn Trump into Master Chief. You know what's going to happen, by the way. You know what's going to happen. They're absolutely going to mod Donald Trump into the game, just like they modded Donald Trump into Marvel Rivals as Captain America. They did it. They did it too. So, will there ever be true gaming peace about it? No, there never has been, and never will be. There never has been, never will be. There's always been argument in gaming, literally always. Anybody that tells you there wasn't gaming back in the day. Clippy with a 2. TDS is more pervasive than Ebola. They're undead, probably. It's his Latino heat, I guess. It's got to be 60, maybe 80. No, I don't know. I don't think 80, bro. I don't think 80. I think it's gonna be 50, personally. Thank you, Clippy. Toxin with a 2. JD Vance Cortana skin mod incoming. Listen, you need to stop. You need to stop. Stop it. Clippy with a 2. Christy Noam for Cortana. Patel for Sarge. You also need to stop. Clippy for a 2. The Flood. Schumer, Nadler, Pelosi, Newsom, etc. Bro. Oh my God. Clippy with a 2. Christmas every day. Krampus loves TDS. I see that. Ron with a 2. Tulsi Gabbard for Cortana. Stephen Miller as Sarge. Bro, why are we throwing these political figures as characters inside of Halo? Stop. I don't like any of it. Clippy with a 2. There's a reason why the left can't meme. So weak. Well, that's my point, man. It's like, bro, it is a meme, right? Why did I say like that? Because I thought it'd be funny. I thought you would like it like that. It's a meme. You know, it's a literal funny meme. And I just want to reiterate that if this was happening with literally any other politician, I know I keep saying it, but I got to repeat myself because it's true. Like, I know it to be true. And I feel like they know it to be true also. If this was any other person, Kamala Harris, Joe Biden, whatever, Mamdani from New York, right? Or whatever his fucking name is. If it was anybody else, they would not care. They would not be saying anything. They would be quote tweeting it like, this is amazing. This is based. You know what I'm saying? They would be doing that all the time. So why are we pretending like that's not the case? Because we all know that's the case. You know? So let's just drop the bullshit. Like we know that's what would happen. Camchi 499, that explains Halo Trump thing. They better hope Halo Remake and Helldiver doesn't backfire them with Remake can be retold by Karens and Helldive anti-player patch. Yeah. 100%. 100%. Exactly, Zelosi. Kamala Harris had a Fortnite map. A literal map inside of Fortnite. Come on, bro. What are we doing? What are we doing? But they want to pretend like memes are the same? Come on, dude. What about when AOC went on Twitch to promote her shit back in the day? Playing video games and stuff? Come on, man. Like, what are we... Really? I don't know. Flexion with a 5. I'm old enough to remember Pokemon Go to the polls. Oh my God, yes! Yes! How are we going to pretend like Trump is the first one to be utilizing video games to promote politics in any fashion, not even actually being inside video games, but using it to promote it, when you have a literal, like, one of the worst fucking videos, cringe, absolute mega levels of cringe, where she said, Hillary Clinton said, Pokemon go to the polls. I'm like, you sound retarded. Like, what the fuck? Oh my god, it's terrible, bro. But I think people have selective memory with certain things. And listen, everybody gets older, so we tend to forget. I understand, but don't try to pretend like this is a brand new thing. Democrats have been doing it for a long time. Let's stop. It's gonna be cringe no matter who does it. It's if the left does it, the right does it, whatever, it's gonna be fucking cringe. Political game memes are gonna be cringe 9 times out of 10. And the only reason why people even found the White House thing to be half as funny as it did is because of the back and forth with GameStop. GameStop is really the one that made it into a thing, right? Otherwise, it would have went and gone. People would have complained and it would have moved on. But GameStop was really riling it up by constantly quote tweeting and quote tweeting and quote tweeting. You know, Richie Torres with a 10. Khalif conveniently forgot Ellie called steak sandwiches bigot sandwiches in The Last of Us 2 when I brought it up. Yeah, you all tend to forget things, and that's okay. That's okay. We got Nadia Horror with Nads for a $9.99. Says happy birthday, Hypno. Thank you, Nadia. I appreciate that so much. Nadia is so nice. I appreciate that, Nadia. Thank you. I don't know if you're still here, but thank you very much. I appreciate that. It's not my real birthday though. Just an FYI. It's my channel's birthday. But since I can't celebrate my own birthday, I figure let's celebrate the channel's birthday. Why not? Why not? I haven't been able to do that ever. This is the first time I'm doing it in 4 years. Killer Dehan with the 5 membership.
Let's fucking go! It's a membership banger!
Shout out to Killer Dehan. Appreciate that. Thank you so much for the 5 membership banger. And then we got Sweet Maddie with a 2. I stopped watching Angry Joe in 2013. Really? That early? Really? Wow, that's interesting. I would say it's probably within the last year or 2 for me, because I really do like his reviews. I think they're funny. I think they're entertaining. But unfortunately, you know, I think that as much as he tries not to do it, I think it does bleed over sometimes a little bit every now and then. And, you know, it makes it harder and harder to do it. Plus, to be fair, Angry Joe is a long time YouTuber. So his content, they used to be considered high production or, you know, high quality and whatever, high editing. I think that's changed with modern day YouTube. I think people have become so good at YouTube that the people who do reviews are now bringing down what used to be considered super high quality level content. It's brought it down to about slightly above average, you know? So that's how I view it. Because when you're doing that highly edited stuff, I mean, to be fair, there's a lot of competition on YouTube regardless. Even if you're doing lowly edited stuff like me, I try to keep my streams as entertaining and my videos as quick and easy. That's how I like to do it. But not everybody's the same. Some people like doing highly edited videos, one video every, like, you know, week or whatever. That's fine. Whatever works for you. I'm not going to police your content like some people on the internet. But when you do stuff like that, it's constantly evolving. So you always have to be ahead of the curve. T-Jep says we're 48 away from tier 2. Thank you, T-Jep. I appreciate that. But 2013 is crazy. That's pretty early. Clippy with a 5. Side effects of TDS, loss of memory and common sense, failure to observe patterns, unable to cope with failure. Victimhood trumps self-made success. Makes sense. Makes sense. Again, I think I want to even say we're past that. For some people, I think we're past that. I think we're full-blown, like, reality bending levels of TDS. Like, reality is not the same for these people, I think. The Mervoth with a 2. I want one game with right-wing pandering for karma. Fair enough. I'm sure there will be indie developers that will make it at some point. Blackguard with a $20. Here we go! Mucha lucha, mucha lucha. It's the way of life. Mucha lucha. Shout out to Blackguard. He says Khalif is worried about right-wing politics eventually being inserted into games. So what? Strong messaging about sovereign borders for nations, nuclear families. Oh no, the horror. Again, guys, it's one of those things where they're going to argue, well, you said you don't want politics in games. So the moment anything seems remotely right-wing, they're going to come after you for it, right? If you argue, well, stop putting, you know, politics in games, and then you advocate for a right-wing video game, that's also politics in video games. The point is, these people know that they have the how do I put it? They have like the mainstream on lock, although it's slowly starting to unravel, but they have the mainstream on lock and the creative space on lock because the creative space has always been fairly progressive, you know, even in the past, although what was deemed progressive in the past might be considered center right now these days, because things have shifted over so much and the ideology has gotten so extreme that people, 10, 15 years ago, that would call themselves progressive are now like center right, center left, like something along those lines. They're not really, all the way to the left like they would be considered before. So yeah, exactly. They hold you to your standards and their standards and hold themselves to no standards. Exactly. That is extremely well said. They will use your standards against you, pretending as if they care about your standards when they don't, only so that they could get their standards put in without any sort of fighting whatsoever, without any sort of pushback whatsoever. That's basically it. That's because they took over the schools first, the training. Yeah, just training the creatives. Yeah. Well, I mean, it's also like the creative sphere attracts a certain personality that is usually more so progressive leaning, just due to overall like different levels of like, you could say extreme empathy or weaponizing empathy or whatever like that. That the creative space tends to attract that kind of softer personality. So that is why a lot of creative spaces tend to be progressive leaning. But really, nobody gave a fuck as long as you made good games. That was really what it is, man. People, a lot of our favorite video games for the past were made by people who might have been progressive, but they fucking made awesome video games. So keep your politics out of it. If you want to tell a story that has a message, sure. If you could mix it in with the in-world politics and the in-world lore, fine. That's perfectly fine. That's happened in all forms of entertainment before. The problem is you guys have either lost the ability to or don't want to do that anymore. You just don't want to. You don't want to tell a story that's interwoven within the world. You want to be able to have a Kunari sit at a table with their mother and the main player character for 10 to 15 seconds of awkward silence, only for them to hit you with, I am non-binary, and then look at you as if you're the problem for thinking that's weird. It's like, okay, I guess. Fine. It's just weird. Anyway, thank you, Blackguard. I appreciate the 20, bro. Speedy Cake with a 10. But Hypno, the purpose of memes is to disturb the humorless and humor the disturbed. That's a fair statement. That's a fair statement. Crimson with a 5. I remember when there were presidents put an NBA Jam in the 90s, and I don't remember that causing too much of a fuss. Because again, NBA Jam would be something similar to like Fortnite, where they're putting in characters just as like a meme in and of itself. It's not putting in characters to push a message or anything. They're just like, hey, you want to play as this popular known figure? Let's throw it in there. You know what I mean? Like that's really what it is. That's all Fortnite is. All Fortnite is like they're gonna throw in popular figures left and right in the game. Boom, 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 boom. Just so they can monetize it, and that's literally it. So, oh my God, who starts a conversation like that? Yeah, I know. We got Sweet Maddie with a 5. Creative spaces attract outcasts, and outcasts get bullied, and people that get bullied and didn't learn from it are usually left-leaning or juggalos. That's actually hilarious. Yeah, you might have a point with that. You might have a point. But the funny thing is, they will be the ones who would tell somebody who's right-wing, they'll say, well, you're only right-wing because you weren't bullied in enough in life, and you are you're racist, and you get your way and all that stuff, like white supremacy, white privilege, whatever. It's like, there's always another reason as to why you are successful or why you are whatever. There's always another reason why. It's never, oh, you just worked harder than I did, or maybe you got a little bit more lucky, because luck does have a factor in some extreme levels of success, but standardized success, or at least levels of success that can keep you fed and happy throughout life, like that's hard work a lot of the time. Toxin says, don't get me started on juggalos. Oh man, of course Toxin would do that. Let's scroll up really quick on Rumble. I don't think anything came in on Rumble, but I'm gonna double check. No, we're good. Okay, we're fully caught up, guys. We ended up just conversating, which was so much fun. I'm very happy you guys hang out with me today. Thank you for celebrating my channel's birthday today. I appreciate that. We hit 4 years on YouTube. And we live in a world where unfortunately people just want to see the worst things happen to you. They hate you. They don't like you for whatever reason. And every day I'm happy that I get to hang out with people like you and just talk about video games, talk about the industry, cover some topics, and have a good time. I appreciate that. We're gonna do the waifu battle now, so if you're not gonna stick around for the waifu battle, no worries. I appreciate all you guys who hung out with us throughout the stream. I'm not gonna be able to cover the last 2 topics that I had for today. I'll save it for tomorrow. So tomorrow we're gonna besides I'll have more information anyway, so it's probably better I save it for tomorrow. But we're gonna talk about Outer Worlds 2 tomorrow, and we're also gonna talk about EA and the AI nonsense that's happening over there. So we're definitely going to do that. But in the meantime, thank you guys again for hanging out. I appreciate it. Denarier with a 10. The creative space was occupied by people like me. I was bullied for being a nerd and gay. Took interest in computer science and art just to be kicked out by the woke jocks and DEI hires. Oh, the irony. You know what's crazy, Denarier? You'll have people today that are, I would say hardcore left-leaning, not slightly. I'm not talking about center left. I'm talking about like the crazies. You'll have them try to convince you, me, and everybody else that gay people were not part of any sort of like gaming sphere, Dungeons and Dragons, anime sphere, none of that stuff. Like apparently you guys and black people never existed until they started advocating for it. That's basically what I'm saying. So I wonder how they feel when they see comments like this. It's like, do you know these people exist or have existed for the longest time? Which is something we've said too, but I guess they don't listen. All right, let's get into the waifu battle, guys. Let's close out the show. Have a good time. And thank you guys again for celebrating the channel's birthday. I appreciate that very, very much. Means a lot to me. So let's have a good time in the meantime. Let's go. All right, boys. The waifu battle is here. Now, if you guys missed the last waifu battle with guys, can I just talk about the last waifu battle really quick? Let's talk about it. So, the last waifu battle was won with a difference of like 60 cents or 65 cents. 65 cents. Like, I'm not even kidding. I'm not even kidding. The last waifu battle was decided by 65 cents. Okay? Less than $1 okay? But that resulted in the winner being none other than still Shigure, ladies and gentlemen. Crazy. Unbelievable. So with all that being said, now we're going to bring out the challenger that is going to go up against Shigure to see if she could take her down. Because I really don't know what the fuck we're going to do. So, rule number 1. All super chats during the waifu battle can and will count towards a particular waifu, but the only way that it is going to count is if you put the name of the waifu in the super chat first. You have to put the name first. If you do not put the name of the waifu in the super chat first, then it will not count. It doesn't matter how big they are. If you super chat after the fact and you put the name of the waifu that you forgot to put the first time first, then I will make it count. Rule number 2. You can vote for any waifu regardless of who's on the screen. It doesn't matter. You could vote for the champion, who is Shigure, or you could vote for the challenger, who you're about to find out. It doesn't matter who's on screen at the time. Last but not least, after the second waifu comes off screen, I will do a 30-second countdown. But after a 30-second countdown, no more super chats are going to count. It doesn't matter how big they are. The last super chat that shows up on my screen is going to be the one that counts. So please, if you are going to vote, vote early and vote hard, ladies and gentlemen. Do we understand the rules? 65 cents, boys. 65 cents. I just want to reiterate that for the people that do troll votes because they think it's not going to matter. 65 cents. It's insane, boys. All right, listen, man. We got ourselves an interesting waifu today. A pretty interesting waifu today, all right? This particular waifu comes to us from a very popular IP. Hopefully you guys know what it is. And if you don't, well, I don't know what to tell you. Let's see if she could take down Shigure once and for all, or if Shigure is going to win another waifu battle. Let's find out. All right, boys. The challenger that's going to go up against the one and only Shigure is going to be the one and the only Mia Fey from Phoenix Wright Ace Attorney. That's right, ladies and gentlemen. Let's start the clock and let's see who is going to win. Is it going to be Mia Fey or is it going to be Shigure? Let me know in the comments. Let me know. It's pretty popular, man. Pretty popular. Hopefully she could take out Shigure. But considering Speedy Cake already started with a 10 for Shigure, I don't know what's gonna happen here, boys. I don't know what's gonna happen. We're gonna have to find out. Let's see. Let's see. Let's see. The names are on the bottom. Let your voices be heard. Let your voices be heard. Lenny Home on Rumble says smash with a question mark. Oh man, you thought I said Tina Fey at first? No. Mia Fey. Sorry, my accent's terrible. Deku Leader says I would let her sue me. That's hilarious. Gray the Merchant for $1 on Rumble says Shigure. Hell yeah, 3 forks away from completing my 13-hour workday. Bills are paid. Got my brother's hand-me-down PC and started to fix it up. Let's go, bro. Let's go. Wait, what are you doing to the PC, though? What are you doing to the PC? Toxic with a 269. Mia Fey got Mia bricked. Oh, my God, bro. You would say some shit like that, man. You would say some shit like that. Shout out, man. Shout out. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. Mia Fey. Draconic with a 2 says Shigure and Mia Fey split. And happy birthday for your channel. Thank you, Draconic. I appreciate that, man. Thank you. Legendary. Absolutely legendary. We got a 1-for-1 split. We got a 1-for-1 split. We got Toxin with a 2. Mia Fey objection. Turnabout bricked. There you go. Shout out to Toxin. Looks like I found the waifu that he very much loves. He very much loves. Shout out to Toxin. Thank you. Thank you for that. Can she take down Shigure? I don't know. We're going to find out, man. We're going to find out. We are going to find out. My vote is Mia Fey. I was pissed when I found out that she died. Oh, shit. Sorry, Excalibur. I didn't mean to bring up bad memories. But thank you, man. Jason Long for a 5. Shigure all the way. Damn. Torinol with a 5 on Rumble. Says Hypno and the Great Pumpkin. Optimism fuels the spirit. Harvest of hope awaits. Shout out, bro. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. Oliver says, I hope you bring Common America waifu again. Maybe. But to be fair, she's been in the waifu battle a lot, so especially for a newer waifu. We have so many now. It's insane. Toxin says, I cried when she died, even though it happens at the beginning. My man cried over a waifu dying. That's how you know he's a gooner. Respect. Gray the Merchant with $1. Shigure adding in missing pieces to get it functional again. Just need to add Windows 10 as the motherboard can only handle 10. Well, do you want to put 10 considering so many things are like stopping service for 10 because they want to stalk you with 11 now or something like that? More Naruto and Bleach waifus? I mean, I've brought in a lot of them, but maybe I'm trying to bring on new waifus, man. All right, listen, I got to use this picture again because it's the only one I got that's even remotely like what I'm looking for. So Shigure is back, ladies and gentlemen. Let's start the clock and let's see who is going to win. Is it going to be Shigure? Or is it going to be Mia Fey? Let me know. Figure it out. Figure it out. Deku Leader says, objection! Mia didn't die. Why? Because it's courtroom drama series and nobody actually dies. Bit of cope, not gonna lie. I respect that. I respect that. Yamato says Pokemon waifus win. There's so many hot ones like Cynthia. Well, see, the problem with Pokemon waifus is that they're usually, you know, Not proper for the waifu battle. Let's just say that. I brought them in. I'll bring in more, depending. No hearts left for a 10 saying Shigure. Man, no hearts left is feeling like he's got this in a bag so easily. He is chilling. He is absolutely chilling. Did we finally hit tier 2 according to Twisted Jack? Is that true, TJ? Sonia, is that true? Are we at tier 2? Beautiful Zexa with a 10. Mia Fey Ace Attorney is underrated series that I played, in my opinion. Shout out. Shout out. Super Sprouts with a 5. Mia, no objections. All right. All right, we're starting to get some Mia Fey votes in here. We hit tier 2. Let's go. Let's go. Shout out to you guys. We hit tier fucking 2 for the 172nd stream in a row. Thank you guys. Thank you guys. I appreciate that. Legendary. The ears are on. The ears are on. Sonia spamming the chat. T-Jab telling her to spam the chat. You love to see it. Thank you. Thank you. Oh, shit. Oh, it's getting a little spicy now. It's getting a little spicy since all of the Mia Fey votes started coming out. No hearts left. Decided to drop a $50 mega banger on Shigure. Damn. He said, oh, you guys want to start voting? Ha. Ha. Kurakami says, now this is weird. He normally only votes by the end. He is challenging you guys. He is challenging you guys. Oh, shit. So now Shigure is definitely in the lead, but not by enough that makes it impossible. That's the plus side. It's a $50 mega banger, which is huge, don't get me wrong. But you can still catch up if there is a troll that's in the chat that wants to throw a banger in there. Thank you, No Hearts Left, man. Gray the Merchant with $1. Oh, thank you, man. I appreciate that, No Hearts Left. Thank you for the happy birthday. Gray the Merchant with $1. Shigure, I'm aware, but unfortunately, it's what I am working with. This motherboard with an older CPU. I miss Windows 7s so much. Oh, I understand, bro. I understand. Totally get it. It's all good, bro. All good. Work with what you got. Always. Always. Work with what you got. What the fuck? That's crazy. Nipples. All right, boys. It's time for Shigure to come off screen. I honestly don't know. I don't know if Mia Fey is going to win this one. I really don't. Looks like Shigure is going to be another champion. Again, here we go. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go. Holy shit!
Holy shit.
Oh, man, the plot twist. Oh, the plot twist is insanity. Oh, my God. Oh, my God. Everybody was super comfortable. Super fucking comfortable. BioT Wolf. 19 with a $150 Red Boy Hyperbanger. Says Shigure, I love you, but we need some new faces. Elf girls, please. Stunner. Oh my God. All right, I got you. Give me a second. Mervoth with a 5. Shigure only equal to greater curves. Shall best her. Shout out to the Mervoth. Thank you. And then Deadeye's Lock for a 2 on Rumble for Mia Fey. Thank you, Deadeye's Lock. I appreciate that. I need to do a chair shot clip. I'm going to. I'm working on it right now. I wanted to be like really funny. BioT Wolf. While the mods count it up, you get what you want, sir. You want elf girls? You got it.
All right, boys, we got another red boy hyper banger. Let's bring the ladies in.
Shout out to BioT Wolf again with a $150 Red Boy Hyper Banger. Absolutely fucking nuts, bro. Nuts. Feed the ducks in the meantime. Did we get the numbers in? Oh, we just got a bit. Hold on. I just played the song too. Oh, man. And there it is, ladies and gentlemen. Shigure at $80.56 against Mia Fey with $172.69, which means that the winner and the new Waifu Battle champion after an extremely long winning streak for Shigure is none other than the one and the only Mia Fey, ladies and gentlemen. Wild battle. That was wild. That was wild. Let's do it one more time, ladies and gentlemen. One more time. One more time. I am sure there is a lot of coping and seething right now.
You are coping and seething. You just can't accept what you're seeing. Yes, you're coping and seething. The truth it is scalding, and now you are molding and coping so hard. Coping and seething.
And that's going to be it for the Waifu Battle, ladies and gentlemen. Mia is going to go backstage where she will face off against another waifu tomorrow. Hypnocast, 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Do not miss it. It's going to be glorious. And also, of course, Griffcast, 5 p.m. Eastern. We are playing Tormented Souls, the sequel that just came out on the 23rd. It's an amazing experience so far. Do not miss it, boys. All right, guys. We are fully caught up on everything. Thank you so much for liking the stream, commenting, spamming the chat, super chatting, and celebrating the channel's birthday with me. And shout out to the Hypno mods for doing what they do every single day. I appreciate you as well. Stay to the end for the raid, if you don't mind. And I will see you guys on the next one. Until then, go be bigots and go be gooners. Bye.
Gay. I have relationships with women and sex with men. And I got news for you. Let me see.
Vagina. Vagina. Vagina.
Put a ticket in, make her gay. Fuck it, yeah, Jones. Put a ticket in, make her lady gay. Fuck baby girl, put a ticket in, make her gay. It means put a chicken in it weedy and make her fucking gay. Fucking pronouns! Fucking pronouns! Fucking gender ambiguity! Fucking current day California shit! Cause it's all we fucking know! Cause we're boring! We're so fucking Twitter hole! Twitter hole! Get a grip!
At the touch of the black man, I bring life. I bring life. I bring life. I bring life. I bring life.